for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah. What's up? It's our boy Coach Malachi Williams in the building. We back. True Media Today, USA Boxing. We are back up in here, man. It is what it is, man. We're making it do what it do. We're making it crack a like. Salute to everybody that's in the chat right now. We do know we have a fight coming up tomorrow night. We also going to have, I'm going to call Steve Kim. Steve Kim is going to be on the show for a little bit. I'm going to call Rick Glaser as well. So I'm going to have Rick Glaser on first. Get a call, Rick. And then I'll, hold on, as a matter of fact, text him right now. And then right after that, the second half of the show, we're going to have Steve Kim on. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure. Send the text out. Okay. I thought I had to. I didn't send them any text. I'll make sure I send the text. Okay, there you go, right there. Okay. Hold on, guys. I don't want to keep them long. I don't want to keep them long. You get what I'm saying? Because Steve Kim is real busy, and Rick Glaser is real busy as well. So, it ain't like these guys have all day. You get what I'm saying? So I just want to respect their time, get them on here, man, and make it do what it do. What it say? PBC Central. He say Martin is God. Martin is a God. It is what it is. We're gonna find out tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? We're gonna find out tomorrow. He said Charles Martin said, I walk the earth like a God. Everybody hit the like button, man. Everybody gotta hit the like button, man. We need let's hit the likes up. As soon as you come in the door, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. He said, I walk the earth like a God. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Savannah Marshall also fights tomorrow as well. Savannah Marshall and Franchon Cruz fights tomorrow as well. It is what it is. Shout out to Rod. Let's get into the show. Now, will Jared Anderson stop Charles Martin? Charles Martin is a vet. Rick Glaser as well as Steve Kim. Rick Glaser and Steve Kim, analyze Spence, Crawford, and Canelo. We're going to talk about Spence, Crawford, and Canelo as well. Now, heavyweight prospect Jared Anderson will face his toughest competition, against former heavyweight champ, the IBF heavyweight champ, Charles Martin. Charles, I walk the earth like a God. Charles, I think Charles Martin from LA, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this fight is set to go down tomorrow night in Jared Anderson's hometown, guys, of Toledo, Ohio. Charles Martin is the former IBF heavyweight champion of the world, and he has a lot on the line as well. Vegas, the crazy part about it is this. Vegas have the odds in favor of the real big baby, who is Jared Anderson. They have the odds at a whopping minus 1350 favorite in favor of big baby, right? Versus Charles Martin, who is a whopping underdog at plus 730. The undercard is also stacked. This is a good fight. More than likely, we will be going live. For this fight. More than likely, we're going live for this fight. Now, on this undercard, they got Tyler McCreary. They have DeAndre Ware. Jahi Tucker is on this card. Abdullah Mason is on this card. Tiger Johnson is on this card. Dante Benjamin, and also Husam is on this card. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Mashhadi. Husam Mashhadi is on this card as well. All of these young kids is on this card, on this undercard, which is pretty good. That right there intrigues me, makes me want to go live for the fight. So more than likely, we will be going live for this fight tomorrow. Also, Franchon Cruz and Savannah Marshall will be doing battle for undisputed. I think she'll have all undisputed titles on the line in the super middleweight division. Franchon Cruz is the undisputed super middleweight champion. I think this fight is happening in the UK, if I'm not mistaken. It's on the zone, so if I'm not mistaken, I think it's happening in the UK. And if it's on the zone, more than likely that fight is going to be a daytime fight. So more than likely it's going to be a daytime fight. So from a stylistic standpoint, I'm gonna let you guys know I'm picking Savannah Marshall to win this fight. Franchon Cruz, she's an okay fighter, but she throws a lot of overhand rights. Fundamentally, she's a little slower. Fundamentally, I saw her fight when she became undisputed, and I just wasn't really impressed. You know, no disrespect to the sister, but it was like, she kept throwing her overhand right, throwing her overhand right, throwing her overhand right. Then she gasses out and stuff like that. So it is what it is. I'm picking Savannah Marshall to win this fight, just based on the style, from a stylistic standpoint. I think as long as she keep Franchon Cruz at the end of her jab and drop the 1-2 to cross on her, every now and then, drop that 1-2 on her, I think she can win this fight pretty easy. Franchon doesn't impose. Now Franchon does have punching power. You get what I'm saying? So, but we'll see how it works out. Now, special guest Rick Glaser and Steve Kim will be called on the show. Actually, I'm going to call them. We're going to be talking about this particular fight, Jared Anderson and Charles Martin. I don't know how much they want to talk about the women's boxing, so we probably won't even talk about women's boxing until after they leave. And then what we'll do is we'll transition into Spence Crawford upcoming mega fight in Vegas. Also, we want to talk about Canelo Alvarez signing with the PBC for the reportedly 3-fight deal. I want to see exactly what their takes is on that from what they've been hearing and stuff like that. Please hate, like, share, subscribe. Let's get into the show. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just get into the show real quick. Shout out to Marquis, shout out to Knockdown 305, shout out to Dan Tan, Rod, salute fam, JC in the building, Jamie Rivera, Swat Jones. I think that's it. 626 Jacob, Knockdown 305, salute fam, Miguel Gomez, Jamie, I got Jamie Rivera already, Ruben Allen, Eric Grimey, Matthew. All right, let's get into the show. All right, I don't know, man. I don't know. I got Jared Anderson winning this fight. He's 23 years old. He's a young up and coming prospect. This is a stepping stone for him. This is the actual first time he's fighting a former champion. So this is a step up fight for Jared Anderson. You know what I mean? Big baby. This is a step up fight for him. Charles Martin is a strong, powerful southpaw. But I just think I think his best days have passed him by. Shout out to my sister. Lisa Bell's in the building. I think his best days have passed him by. We did see him fight King Kong Ortiz, and we saw King Kong Ortiz, pretty much stop him. And he was doing good against Ortiz, too. He had no drop Ortiz twice. Looked like he was going to get him out of there. But then Ortiz had them caught him, had them put him to sleep. He had them put him to sleep, man. He had them slip Charles Martin jab. Two southpaws going at it. He had no slip the jab and came over the top. I think he came over the top with a left hook, with the backhand. Left hook. He had no slip Charles Martin's jab and threw his backhand over the top of the jab and caught him on the chin. And when he caught him on the chin, Charles Martin did not know where the hell he was at. He had no turned around and was walking to the ropes and pointing in the audience like he wanted to get out of the ring. True. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? So and then he ended up getting stopped because he had his hands tied up in the ropes and stuff like that. So I see Jared Anderson. He can't sleep on Martin, but I see Jared stopping him. I just think, younger, stronger, bigger, quicker. That's what I see. Shout out to PR Stream. He said, does it go over 3.5? Yeah, I think so. I think it'll go over 3.5. I think Martin and Anderson will go over 3.5. I mean, that's my opinion. Of course, I'm not a mind reader, but I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. Shout out to Swat John. What'd you say? He said, yeah, it is. He said, the question is for real. Can Jared really be the future of the heavyweight boxing? He said, after that interview with Roy Jones, I don't know. I mean, yeah, because, boxing is all about the mentality and the mindset. It's all about the mentality and the mindset. You get what I'm saying? So, mentality and the mindset. We're talking about Jared Anderson like a lot of people really don't know who he is. We're talking about Jared Anderson right now, and you see, we don't have a lot of people in here right now because we're talking about Jared Anderson. So that he still has a ways to go in order to build his name and his profile and his popularity up. He's going to have to do that. You know what I mean? Because when you go live for certain fighters, the crowd come out, and when you go live for other fighters, the crowd don't come out. It's just nobody really rocking with him like that right now. So we got to try to talk about these young upcoming prospects. We got to try to talk about these prospects. See, can we get them out there a little bit? You know what I mean? On the YTBC, but the YTBC don't really rock with the prospects like that. You got to mix the prospects in there with the Canelo or a Crawford or a Spence. You got to talk about Crawford, Spence, or Canelo, or Tank, Devin Haney, some of the main guys, and then mix the prospects in with that. You get what I'm saying? No, the prospects can't really hold no showdown. They don't draw no crowd.
True.
They can't hold no showdown. They can't. That's why they can't hold a showdown by themselves. But we're gonna talk about it though. We're gonna talk about it. Anyways, let's get into the show, man. Before we do, we gotta say all praise is due to the Most High, the Most Exalted. You know, we do this for the pro PBC guys, the Alphabet Boys, the pro PBC guys, the guys who probably have daddy issues at home and they got their worshiping a guy who they never seen before. We do that, you know what I mean, for them. You know, of course, I'm being sarcastic. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But we gotta say all praise is due to the Most High, the Most Exalted, Mr. Al Heyman.
Well, you know, I guess I gotta be like everybody else and saying Al Heyman. I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me? I'm about to
But a name. Do you have a name?
Oh, nah, I ain't got no name, you know.
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. Hold on, let me pull my camera up a little bit. Pull my camera up a little bit, man. Yeah, it is what it is, man. He say Swat Jones say 6 figures, baby. Hey, but Johnny Rice was so happy. I don't know if he still got them 6 figures. No, Johnny Rice got a gambling problem in well, you know what? No, I don't want to put that out there. I don't want to say that. But Johnny Rice like to gamble. I'm not gonna say he has a gambling problem. That's inappropriate for me to say. But he likes to gamble. And you know how gambles is. Sometimes when you gamble, you know, sometimes you're hiding, sometimes you're not. People who I know who shoot dice, they have a cold hand as well. People I know who shoot dice, they have a cold hand as well. Let me see something. Look like my screen froze. I look like my monitor froze up. Let me see what's up. Yeah, my monitor froze up. I don't know what's wrong with it. He say connection is unstable. If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging the router. I am plugged into my router. What are you talking about? I swear this area that I'm in, they internet is terrible, dog. This shit is terrible. Everybody. I mean, I live in this beautiful neighborhood, bro. Like you don't have any paper on the ground. My nigga, like we got no paper on the ground, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like I live in a suburban community, neighborhood, you know. A lot of black families live over here, Hispanic families, white families, you know, it's pretty much mixed. You get what I'm saying? A lot of black families live over here for real though. Older people from everywhere, from all over the country, live over here. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, shit, this shit crazy, man. This shit crazy. Anyways, man, he say, is it fiber? Is it raining? Yeah, I think he said, Coach, is your computer up to date? Yeah, I got a brand new computer. It ain't got nothing to do with the computer. It don't have nothing to do with the computer. My computer Gucci. It ain't got nothing to do with that at all. It's just his area. Y'all don't know. It's his area. I mean, all the neighbors be complaining about that shit, bro. All of them. I have my internet hardwired. I'm not using Wi-Fi. I have my internet hardwired. And the router is right next to me. I can literally reach down and touch. If I get out of the seat, I can touch the router. It's right there. You get what I'm saying? But anyways. Hey, y'all, let's hit the like button, man. Anybody don't hit the like button, man? Anybody that don't hit the like button, y'all ought to know what time it TI is. Where my dog at? Riley, get him.
Look, fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck them cheap ass cigars. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
But I'm fixing to get ready to call Rick Glaser. So let me put his name on here so you guys will know it's Rick Glaser. Cal. That's Rick Glaser right there. I'm going to call Rick Glaser right now. Let me give him a call. See what's happening.
Yes, sir.
Slick Rick, what's going on, fam?
Not much at all. Just sitting there relaxing on a Friday afternoon. What's going on?
Hey, man, all right, man. And I want everybody to know we do have Rick Glaser on the show right now. Let's give Rick Glaser a round of applause. Shout out to Jackie Hernandez for dropping that quarter of a dub super chat. Thank you, sis. Hey, Rick, how you been, fam? I know you've been real busy. How you been?
Yeah, very busy, but enjoying life. Let's put it that way.
Okay, for sure. I just had a couple of questions I wanted to ask you. There's quite a couple of things transpired in boxing, and I haven't gotten around to really ask you these questions. You do know the Crawford Spence fight that's going down in July 29th. Also, what transpired is Canelo. We've heard that Canelo has signed a 3-fight deal, a rumored 3-fight deal to the PBC. Canelo haven't said this. No one, Al Heyman hasn't said it, of course. No one from the PBC have said it. But from what's being reported out there from the Carpenters, the Bensons, the Raphaels, this is a 3-fight deal. What say you about that? Were you surprised about this?
Not really, because Eddie Hearn had run out of opponents from the fight. Top Rank's not in the super middleweight business, so they don't have anybody. And PBC had all the fighters in that division, besides Canelo himself, that he hasn't fought already. So why not? It's that's the way it works. So to the victors goes the spoils. So Showtime decided to come up with the money to be able to fund it, and Heyman had the fighters to fight. So why not? So,
okay, yeah. So Canelo pulled I remember seeing something. Don King had so many fighters, I think, in the heavyweight division. And I know you and Don are really, really good friends. Don had all of the fighters in the heavyweight division at one point, most of them. So if you were like a heavyweight champ or a top guy, who wanted to get a shot at the title, well, if Don, or if you had to defend your title against other fighters, Don had all of the fighters that you eventually had to go through him at some point in time. Would you say that this is very similar to what Al Heyman has done? He does have all of the fighters in the super middleweight division. So, as you said, Canelo had really. Would you say Canelo didn't have a choice?
I would agree with that. But he didn't have the fighter. He just had the guys to fight. But so I would agree. But the super middleweight division is not a glamorous division. Yes, it's not like the heavyweight division or the welterweight or what the lightweights are now, and the junior welterweights are going to be. It's sort of like a blasé division. So it sort of makes sense. It just makes sense for everybody involved. As long as Showtime was funding it, why not?
What have you heard? There's rumors. Again, I keep hearing rumors about this 3-fight deal that he signed with the PBC and stuff like that. Rumors of Canelo fighting Jermell Charlo. I've also heard that Errol Spence may be involved in this deal. I've heard David Benavidez may be involved in this deal. Then I heard David Benavidez is not a part of the 3-fight deal. Have you heard any details about what this 3-fight deal consists of?
The only thing that's in concrete is the first fight with Charlo. As far as it's going to be Charlo, that's all I know. As far as the rest of it, I don't know. But I know the first fight's going to be Charlo.
How do you feel about Charlo? Charlo's coming off by the time he get in the ring with Canelo, it's going to be
27 months.
27 months. How do you like his chances?
He's not coming in under 100% circumstances. He wasn't doing well. He wasn't knocking people out at the end of his middleweight career. The last several fights, I don't remember him knocking out anybody. Maybe I'm wrong. But he didn't look that good then. And he's got a long layoff, so I think those two things definitely play in Canelo's favor. There's no question about that. So we'll see, but the fight does favor Canelo, obviously. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's a proven guy at the weight. Let's see. Charlo has scored his last 2 wins were by decision.
Right.
Okay, the one prior was a knockout over a junior middleweight. And then he went to distance with Brandon Adams, who was really a junior middleweight. Before that, he went to distance with Kobrov. Before he went to distance with Centro. And then since 2017, he scored 1 knockout in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights. He's only scored 1 knockout. That's not very promising.
Well, no,
So when you're fighting,
Jermell Charlo never fought Kovalev. Did you say Kovalev?
no, Korba.
Oh, Korbar, yeah, Korbar, Matt Van Korbar, yeah.
Matt Korba.
Some people felt like that Korbar won that fight.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people did. So that's what I'm saying to you. So, you know, a lot of people thought that Domanchenko beat him too.
Yeah, Domanchenko, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, and he's only fought once in 2020. I mean, you know, and he hasn't fought. It'll be, like I said, 27 months by the time he gets in the ring. I mean, it's a long time. Yeah. I mean, those two things advantage, you know, that he's not a puncher at middleweight, let alone going to super middleweight, and also that he's been inactive. Those are big advantages to Canelo.
What do you think is going to happen to the super middleweight title then, the WBC title that Jermell Charlo currently possesses?
I think he's going to give it up, and I think his brother is probably going to move up to 160 and fight Adames for the vacant title, something like that. Something like that. Adames is the interim champ, so that would make the most. That would make the most amount of sense. And then you know, Spence will probably move up to 54 and take over where the other guy took over. You know, after the Crawford fight. You know, let's see if Crawford and him fight the second time at 54 or 47. Who knows? I mean, you just don't know.
Just don't know right now. You're right. It's kind of hard to predict this stuff. So, you're predicting that if Charlo's going to fight Canelo in September, September. I'm hearing the date got moved from September the 16th, Mexican holiday, to September the 30th because the UFC is fighting on that same day.
I don't know, but I heard it was being moved, but I just don't know what the date or what the reason was.
Okay, so if Jermell Charlo eventually end up dropping that belt, like for the life of me, I don't understand how he was able to hold on to the belt for 2 years without fighting. I don't
even go there. That's a whole 2-hour discussion. That's not one for one question and jump to the next one.
Yeah. I got you on that. So he move up. He's going to drop the belt. Adames is the WBC interim champion. Normally, how it's supposed to go, how they say, well, how they did it before is if a guy doesn't fight the mandatory or whatever, according to the WBC. And they rules change so much. I don't even want to talk about them. But anyway, so instead of Adames getting elevated to the belt the way Jermell Charlo got elevated when he became champion, you're saying that if Jermell Charlo moves up and fight Carlos Adames for the vacant WBC title, then you see that he will not fight Tim Tszyu, Jermell Charlo.
No. I don't think he wants to fight Tszyu to start with. To be honest with you,
I don't think he want to fight him neither. For some reason.
No, I'm not saying Jermell would win or Jermell's scared, but I don't think they're looking forward to fighting Tszyu. I think it's a tough fight and they know it. And he's fresh. He's got good legs. He can punch. It's, you know, you remember this Charlo has been out for over a year now.
Yeah.
This guy's been out for over a year. Hold on, let me look at his last fight. Allow me to look that up, his last fight, because he's been a while too now.
Yeah, I think he fought May last year, either April or May.
Probably. Listen, you're not wrong too often, so I would probably say you were right, and it was, last May 14th. So let's just say they fight. Let's just say he was to fight Tszyu. It probably wouldn't be till November. So that's a year and a half out of the ring.
Yeah,
that doesn't spell good. And the other guy's been very active.
Yeah. And you know my motto. I'll take an active fighter over an inactive fighter any day of the week, because
of course they got momentum, they're in shape, they don't have to get in shape as much. They can work on their skills, their timing, everything else, and also you take a shot. You've been inactive for a long time. It's tough to take a good shot, especially to the body.
David Benavidez. Do you think that David Benavidez will get the opportunity to fight Canelo now that Canelo is signed to the PBC?
Maybe a way for Canelo to stay away from him. It might have been part of the deal. We'll have to see.
Also, wait a minute. So, hold on. So, all right, we're going to put the conspiracy hat on. I'm just saying I'll put the conspiracy hat on. So, you're saying that okay by Canelo signing with the PBC, that doesn't necessarily mean David Benavidez is going to get a crack at Canelo. Maybe Al Heyman.
It might be one of those deals that you say, okay, I'll sign with you, but this will be part of the deal, and you can't force the mandatory on me and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So if that happens, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be upset with Canelo saying he ducking, he doing this and doing that.
A lot of people upset with Al Heyman.
Yeah, because he's allowing it to happen. Yeah, he's allowing it to happen. Yeah. I had a guy call yesterday said that he's upset with Al Heyman now because it seemed like Al Heyman has become a rest haven for Canelo because we're hearing that some article, a pro PBC website was saying that Demetrius Andrade, David Benavidez was not a part of the equation on the rumored 3-fight deal. We don't know.
Well, there you go. There's what I just said.
Yeah,
I just said that. Heyman's the one that Heyman made that deal, and he's the advisor for Benavidez. He's another conflict of interest by Al Heyman, where he has his promoter's hat on for the sake of PBC, and he threw his own guy under the bus.
What say you about all this money that Showtime is willing to fork out for Canelo? We're hearing it's a 3-fight deal, $100 million deal. Well, that's a lot of money.
Well, yeah, because they're in trouble. Heyman was in trouble, and everybody was in trouble. Espinosa. So here's what really happened: they've been losing a lot of money, except for the Ryan Garcia, the Tank Ryan Garcia fight. They've been losing money in every pay-per-view show they've done over the last couple of years, right? Mm-hmm. So when Espinosa got that new boss at Paramount Global, who's now his boss, I don't remember his name. It escapes me right now.
Yeah. I have the article.
Yeah, when he got that new boss, the new boss says none of these pay-per-views, the best fight the best, just like Ryan Garcia and what's his name? It was a popular fight, big draw, blah, 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 everything else, right? Okay, so now he put pressure on Espinosa, the guy from Paramount Global. Then what's he had to say to Heyman and say, hey, listen, we got to put the best fights on. I just got drilled a new asshole by my new boss, and in the meantime, that's what they're being forced to do. They're being forced to put on real fights.
Yeah,
and that's why they're making all these fights. That's why they made Spence and Crawford now, and because Showtime can come up with the money because they saw that if you put on a real good fight, the people will still buy it. So the combination of all those things has now caused Al Heyman to get out of his modus of operandi that he's been on for years, and on the protection mode and fight phony baloney fights. Now he's got to fight real fights because everybody's under pressure, and he does not have Fox to leverage himself like he did before. They couldn't tell him what to do. Now you don't have Fox that can tell him what to do because he's down to one network.
So, I mean, it's not a coincidence with Paramount. I remember when Paramount said they're going to merge Showtime. We're going to merge Showtime with our app, with Paramount. They said I remember when they put the article out. This is on Yahoo Finance. This is on Forbes. They're gonna cut the boxing budget. They end up cutting the boxing budget for Showtime. And Steven Espinosa, his boss had ended up resigning and all that stuff there. A lot of people in the boxing world, the fans and promoters, they didn't know anything about it. But I did a whole show on this. And I said, I remember what I said. I said, let's see, will this allow us to get the fights that we want? We've been wanting for years. And lo and behold, as soon as this announcement, they started making the cuts happen, Paramount, we started getting, next thing you know, we're getting all of these fights. And I'm like, for me, at the end of the day, me as a boxing fan, I'm just happy we're getting the fights. So who is putting the money up for these fights? Is it Al Heyman or is it Showtime. Paramount?
Showtime.
The networks is putting up the money.
So
the networks is dictating to the advisory company.
Everybody's saying, "Oh, Rick, you should thank Al Heyman like I am or something like they are." I says, I'm not thanking Al Heyman. Why would I do that? He was forced to do this. This wasn't in the game plan. People got to get down to reality, man.
Yeah, what do you so what said you about the people who say, man, Rick just hating on Al? Al the one putting the money up. The Showtime ain't doing nothing. You just hating on Al. What said you about people who say you just an Al Heyman hater?
The people who say that don't know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's simple.
So I want to pivot a little bit. Errol Spence and Crawford. Errol Spence and Crawford, as you know, that fight got made. There's a lot I do know personally about that because I met with the brother in Omaha, Nebraska. I just say that. And I met with him, you know, some things he revealed, some things were revealed to me. So I kind of knew that this fight was happening. I still doubted the fight was going to happen. I didn't believe it because I've said that Al Heyman, they never wanted that fight. Like, I didn't believe they wanted that fight like that because Errol Spence said that, hey, man, you know, Al told me my next 4 fights, 3-4 fights. And then Crawford was like, hey, man, they ain't mention my name. He said, no, they ain't mention your name. So he was never a part of the equation. But we passed all that. Thank God we have that fight going down. Were you surprised that last year, Crawford he deserved 10%. He deserved 20%. He deserved 30%. You know, he don't deserve to get no money, this and that, yada, 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 no guarantee. And Spence said he wasn't getting a guarantee. What changed from last year to this year now that both men are getting 8-figure guarantees? What happened?
Heyman lost Fox, and that put Showtime, the executive with this new boss, over Espinoza. Those things put this whole plan into play because Heyman had no place to go. Either deliver these fights or you don't get no TV.
So basically that's what kind of pushed it. Again, Paramount, and I remember I did a show not too long ago. I said, man, all jokes aside, guys, because I joke over here sometimes, but I said we really got to be thankful to Paramount because if it wasn't for them putting that pressure on, that we probably wouldn't get these fights because at the end of the day, that's the company that's putting the money up for the fights.
Yep.
That's just the reality of the situation. That's the company that's putting the money up for the fights. And if I want your money, if I want Lisa Bell's money, Lisa say, okay, look, if you want my money, you got to make sure you have JC versus Big Sarge. You got to make sure you have Rick Glaser versus Steve Kim. You got to make sure you make those type of fights. Oh, listen, if you ain't making those fights, you're not going to get my money. Now it forces me, damn, man, okay, Lisa, you got to fight. You got to fight John B. Poetic, Lisa. You got to fight him. That's the only way that, you know, it is what it is. So, and that's not hate. That's just the reality of the situation. You know, as a to that. Do you think that Errol Spence will be a part of this rumored 3-fight deal?
No idea. I would hope not that a guy at 47 doesn't fight a guy at 68.
That's 3 weight divisions. A lot of Errol Spence fans feel that.
No, actually, that's 4 weight divisions. It goes 47, 54, 60, 68. That's 4.
Okay, yeah. So he's jumping up 4 weight divisions. Yeah, that's what 20, 30, what 31 pounds? No, 21 pounds. 21 pounds. 21 pounds. He's jumping from 47 to 68. That's 21 pounds. Yeah. Have you ever seen in the history of boxing, just to your best of your knowledge, because we was having this discussion yesterday. A lot of Spence fans feel, couple of Spence fans feel, hey, yeah, man, you know, Spence is a big dude. He'll be able to move up to 168 pounds and beat Canelo and this and that. Can you give me an examples of a fighter that moved up, that went from 1 weight division and moved up 4 weight divisions at one time? Just skip junior middleweight, skip middleweight, go straight to 68 and fight the supreme and fight the champion. Do you have any do you know any examples of that?
Nope. No, it's tough enough to do it one at a time, but the knew he's doing it. That's tough enough. Yeah. You know, 1 weight class jump at a time and then move up 4 weight classes that way. It's almost impossible.
Yeah, 4 weight classes. I've seen fighters skip a weight class and go up, you know, they may skip 1 weight class, go to another weight class.
Durant did that. He went from 35 and fought only non-title fights to 40 and then fought for the 47-pound belt.
Yeah.
And that happened with Durant, but the rest of them, no.
Yeah. 4 weight divisions. So There's a new thing going on today that
another guy that did it. Shane Mosley went from 35 to 47 and skipped 40. Yeah, that's another guy, but they're not 4-weight divisions. No,
not 4-weight division. Not 4-weight division. A lot of these guys, they say, hey man, that's what they. Man, we think our body can move up 4-weight division and he'll be able to do this and that. I'm like, okay, man. If that fight happens, I see y'all. Bring your money over here. Bring your money over here if that fight happens. Spence Crawford fight going down September. Not September. Canelo going down. Jermell Charlo going down September. I haven't seen the odds. I don't know if they released the odds yet. Spence Crawford going down July 29th. As a boxing fan, I'm happy that we finally got this fight. I didn't think this fight would be here. I had to apologize to Crawford because I say, man, I was the one that told you the whole team y'all ain't getting that fight. So I went back and apologized to them. They were like, yeah, man, it was kind of rough at first, but we got it over the wire. Crawford's position is I'm not focusing on the past. What happened, this, that, it is what it is. Right now, I'm locked and loaded on this day, on July 29th. When I met him in February, he was 156 pounds. He was in shape. He had a six-pack and everything. He was in shape. He was already, training, sparring. What say you? We're not gonna do a prediction yet, but what say you about Crawford's chances in this fight? He's not a PBC fighter. I don't think that he's going to get. I feel like he's going to have to stop this guy, Spence, because I'm like, dude, you're not a PBC fighter. If you go to the judges, you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt. You ought to know that. And we don't know which referee going to be in there, so you got to be careful. You might get a Tony Weeks. Well, you touch the rope one time and. Spence let off a combination, you slip a couple, get out of there, and Weeks stop the fight or something. So, when I spoke to them, they said they are prepared for everything. That's what they told me.
So what?
No, Crawford. He said that they are prepared for everything. Any and everything that can go down, we're prepared for it. As of late to the fight that he has coming up with Spence. Because what I was saying was because he's not a PBC fighter, even though he's over there, but he's not the traditional PBC fighter. I said that the only way that I can see, just my personal opinion, not a fact, but it's an opinion. The only way I can see him winning that fight, he's going to have to knock out Errol Spence, knock out a TKO.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about it. What say you about that?
I think it's going to be a fairer fight than that with the judges. And I think if it's close, they're going to give it to Spence. But if one call wins legitimately in the ring where it leaves no doubt, they're going to give him the decision. But Crawford can stop him.
What you say?
Crawford can stop him. He has that ability.
Jermell Charlo. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
When a guy's out of action for a while, like Spence has been, at least a year, he blows up in weight. You tend to leave a lot of water, weight in your face. Even when you struggle to make the weight, you get down, you leave a little water weight. And I think I think those jabs and power punches of Crawford could blow an eye up of Spence, and they'll have to stop at something like that. He could get knocked out, okay, stop him outright. I don't know that, but there's more chances in this fight for Crawford to stop Spence and Spence to stop Crawford because of the inactiveness, because of the weight blow up in between fights with the slurred speech. That's very apparent. The people say it's the teeth. Teeth. No, it's not. Because it's been going downhill since 2019. I took the videos on YouTube and listened to them. And his speech is getting worse every year. It didn't suddenly get worse. It's getting worse every year. So, in the meantime, I really feel that he's got more ways to win than Spence does, as far as having a stoppage or something like that. The water weight, the training, the excess weight that Earl puts on between fights. And I think it's all an advantage. The lifestyle. One leads a fighting Spartan lifestyle. The one leads the ones out in nightclubs, get drunk. So that takes your toll on a guy, especially now that he's in his 30s.
I remember now that Canelo is over there with the PBC, Rick, and this is the last question I have for you. Now that he's over there with the PBC, it seems that this has been the end game all along. What I mean is, I remember last year there was a rumor that Tom Brown did an interview with Boxing Scene, and they said they offered Canelo $100 million deal, a contract, and they had Errol Spence involved in that. They had Jermell Charlo or David Benavidez, such and such, and then Canelo ended up fighting Dimitri Bivol, fought Triple G, and then he just fought his mandatory John Ryder. So now he's over here. Now he's over here with the PBC. Just you giving me your opinion, how you just what you think. Could you see Al Heyman presenting Canelo with a deal that doesn't include David Benavidez?
It's possible. Depends what Canelo dictated to him. Canelo just said, I want that fight, or I don't want that fight. Okay, if you sign with me, you don't have to fight him.
Okay. So
Canelo
dictated the terms to Al Heyman, saying, yeah, if you want me, this what it's going to be. I'll fight him, and him, or him and him, but I'm not fighting these guys. And Al just pretty much acquiesced to whatever Canelo wanted in order to get the deal done.
Right.
Some people would say that a call I received yesterday. If that's the case, I'm not saying that's the case, but if that's the case, some people would say that that's Al Heyman allowing Canelo to duck.
Well, you call it what you want. Anybody else can. But if Al Heyman did it against his own client Benavidez, he should get chastised. Yeah.
I said, don't get mad at. You can't get mad at Canelo. Look at Al Heyman. He's the, he's the supreme being over there with the PBC. We have Jared Anderson, Rick, fighting this weekend, fighting tomorrow against Charles Martin. I saw a video of Jared Anderson. He was crying with Roy Jones. He was talking about the pressure that he's under, being a fighter and stuff like that, and he really don't want the pressure. What do you think about Jared Anderson as a fighter?
Well, he's only 23 years old, 22, 23 years old. He's a really nice kid.
He is.
And he is under a lot of pressure. I get that. But that's not a reason you start crying on a podcast or a video. You suck it up and be the man that you're supposed to be and be the man that you're capable of being and go out and do your fucking thing. And crying ain't gonna help. And it's just that, you gotta be a macho prick. You gotta be the man that you say you are. And by crying and having these type of feelings about pressure, that's not being the man that you're supposed to be. We're talking about a guy that's supposed to be touted as the next American heavyweight champ.
Yeah.
Sure, when you listen to him talk, it sure don't sound that way, does it?
No. I mean, he's very, very talented, man. Like, that's a big dude.
Listen, I don't expect him to say, hey, I'm going to tear up heads and shit necks. Don't get me wrong, like Mike Tyson. But, okay, just be the person that you are. But don't be. How do you look at the heavyweight champ of the world as being mentally soft? I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean,
come on now. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a good start. No. But I do think he's an excellent fighter. I do think I think if he gets his head on straight, that I didn't know about this pressure thing till the other day, but if he can get his head on straight, this guy, I got pressure every day myself. I don't cry. My wife wanted a Bentley, a new Bentley. She ended up with a new Mercedes S5, the big S500, 500S. She wanted a gold Rolex. Okay, I got her a brand new stainless steel Rolex with diamonds. She wanted a Chanel purse. I got her 2 Louis Vuittons. I know what I'm doing. That's pressure, my friend.
Hey, that's pressure, huh? You know what I mean? So, hey, what you think about the undercard, man? They got some young guns over there, man. They have
the Top Rank's got Abdullah Mason on this show. They got a lot of good fighters on the show, no question.
Tiger Johnson, Abdullah Mason, like you just said. They have Jahi Tucker, DeAndre Ware, you know, Dante Benjamin.
Well, I don't understand. They should call Tiger Johnson Tiger Big Johnson.
Yeah. Listen, that dude. You say Tiger Big Johnson?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
Come on, think about it. So keep rolling. Come on.
He said Tiger Big Johnson.
now you get it, huh?
hey, Rick, man. Listen, man. Listen, I want to thank you, man, for calling, for allowing me to call you and stuff, man, for the show, man. Those were the only questions I had for you, bro. I gotta get you back on a little bit more.
Wait. Does anybody else have any questions that they could put in the panel and you could ask me?
Yeah.
I devoted an hour for you till from 3:15 to 4:15, and you're cutting me off at 3:48. I got nothing to do for the next 20 minutes.
Okay, I got you. Anybody have any questions in the chat? Anybody have any questions in the chat? Please, when you write the question, have the proper pronunciations in it so it can sound right. Make sure you have.
Well, I'm more concerned. I'm not even watching, but I'm more concerned with. I'm on the phone, but I'm more concerned with the grammar.
No. I have to be able to. I want to read. The question correctly. You know what I mean? Ruben Gutierrez said, "Who wins Virgil Ortiz versus Stantionis?"
Virgil Ortiz. More ways to win.
Kid Austin's fighting on the undercard too.
Yeah, I know. I put the opponent in.
Okay.
The guy's fighting him. I made that match.
Hey, Rick, some people say you're a narcissist. Is that true?
A what?
A narcissist.
I don't know what your definition of a narcissist is. Everybody's definition is different.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I'm very prideful, and I know my business, and nobody can question it. I've been in this business 32 years without a salary. I make my own living every year. I live very nicely, and people say to me, "Well, you're not really in boxing." Dan Raphael said so. What the fuck's he talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fucking joke. I mean, I'm in there batting with the big boys every day. I'm on the phone with the Oscar, De La Hoyas, Eric Gomez's, the guys at Top Rank, guys all over the world in boxing. I do this every day. I average 16 deals a month. Well, what do people pay? I mean, people need to pay attention. One guy called me old media the other day. I'm not even media period, let alone old media, you asshole. Media.
Hey man, anybody want to ask a question, man? Y'all got to super chat the question. Super chat the question. $5 super chat. Y'all send the questions in.
Hold on. Where's the money donations? I don't hear you banging anything. What the fuck's going on here? No money today or what?
Nah. They not. No, it ain't no. We got a couple. We got a couple so far. Jackie Hernandez, my sister. You know, she donated, and PR Strength. Some guy named PR Strength did, but that was it.
Oh my God, they're coming up late today, big boy. My God.
So, I do know the answer to this question, but I want to ask you: Do you know if there's any VADA testing for Spence Crawford fight?
I haven't heard that there is. That's the scary part. You know, listen, Crawford has thrown everything away to make this fight. Whether it was the testing, whatever this, all he did is demand to get paid properly. I'm fighting. I'm tearing off heads and shitting in necks. That's his mentality. The other side's done everything to duck this fight until the global Paramount executive put his foot down and said, "Hey, no more of the shenanigans, no more of these shit fights, no more of these money losing events. We need to fucking make fights just like what's his name, Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia fight, same way." So now all of a sudden the best fights are getting made because now Showtime will put the money up for the fights because it's a demand. And Heyman can't leverage the fights, like I said, because he's got no Fox TV anymore, and he's stuck. So now they become his bosses instead of him being the boss.
Yeah, supply and demand. Yeah, you know, if I'm the one that control the purse, then that's what it's gonna be. Hold on, we got a super chat right here, Rick. Shout out to Junior Corona for dropping that quarter of a dub. He said, "Did you think Callum Smith beats Baturiev?"
No, but Callum Smith, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know if anybody beats him in reality. That guy can punch. He's strong.
Punch,
his His chin's a little weak, but Beterbiev, not the best chin in the world, but we'll see. I don't see him. He'll lose eventually, I think, but he's 19-0 at 19 knockouts for a reason.
That motherfucker there, man. Damn, I'm saying
another thing is he fights so infrequently for another reason, because of the fact that nobody will fight him.
You're talking about Beterbiev.
Right.
Man, I mean, bro, like that dude right there, man, that's a hard-hitting Russian. That dude hits hard, bro. Like,
right,
I'm
right.
like,
We know.
damn, man, the way he may not be the most defensively sound fighter, but that dude can hit, man. It seems like he has bone-crushing power. Shout out to my sister Abigail. Hey, okay. For dropping that. Bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
She dropped the dub. Abigail dropped the dub, but she didn't have any questions. If you have any questions, sis, I'll be on the lookout for it.
What's the dub? Well, what's the dub?
$20.
That's good. But if it's $20, if it was $5 or something, I would tell them that didn't they ever hear of inflation?
Hey, now is there anything? Is there a way that fighters can do VADA testing without anyone knowing, it being secret or whatever?
Of course.
Okay, of course.
If you want to pay for it, yeah, they want to pay for it, sure.
Yeah, I from what I've heard that Spence Crawford, they are enrolled in VADA. They are doing VADA testing for this fight. I don't know how true it is, but that's what I heard.
Okay.
So that's why I was asking you. Is it a possibility? Can it be done private with no one knowing? Of
course.
So I'm like,
now if they fail, the test have to get made public by law, because they're contracted through the state and the boxing commission. They have to report the findings to the boxing commission.
Oh.
So that's a must. So if somebody does fail, they're supposed to be. But who knows? Without aiming, anything could be done.
Okay. I mean, okay. So if you okay. I was when do you think that we'll find out more information about the Canelo deal? Like, what does this entail? Right now, we don't know anything. We only know that.
I don't know if we'll find out anything about it. I think nothing's going to be released. He's just going to talk about who he's fighting next and move on. I don't think they'll release any information. I just don't think they're going to do that.
Do you feel bad for Jermell Charlo that he's getting the Canelo fight in September, but he hasn't been in the ring? It's going to be 27 months since he's
selling himself out for a payday, and that'll probably be his last fight.
So you think Jermell Charlo is selling out?
Sure he is, because he won't be in the best possible situation to win the fight. Yeah, of course.
So he's selling out for the bread. He just want to go in there. So he doesn't stand a snowball. Jermell Charlo.
Well, he's got a chance, but he's not giving himself the best chance to win the fight by not having the tool. Why doesn't he just go? One more, have one fight, and let somebody else fight Canelo, and then take it next after that, because he's trying to cash out.
Yeah.
Right or wrong?
Yeah. A lot of people have been telling me that this is a cash out fight for Jermell Charlo because of what he's going through and stuff like that.
He doesn't like boxing anymore. He's burnt out.
Now that Canelo's over there with the PBC, do you feel? Again, I don't know Al Haymon. You've actually met him before. I've had people call me, threaten me, say they wanted to take my life and stuff about a guy who they never met before, Al Haymon. But at least you know what he looked like. You heard his voice.
I've met him. I've dined with him on twice, and I'd like to buy back my introduction. When it was rumored that Canelo had went to Cleveland, Ohio, Canelo and Eddie Reynoso went to Cleveland, Ohio, and personally met with Al Haymon. I've never heard anyone do that in this modern day time, like in this era. Well, they wanted to meet with Haymon directly, and Haymon's mother is very sick. She's very old and she's very sick.
Yeah,
and he doesn't want to leave Cleveland. Much respect to Al that he takes care of his mother and he looks after his mother. Nothing but respect for him in that category. But they didn't have any choice. They're saying this, it's his mother. We'll go to Cleveland. It was a nice gesture by Canelo or Noso to understand the situation that Heyman was in with his mother. So I thought it was pretty nice of them, and they understood. I think it's nice that Al takes care of his mother, and he's in Cleveland these days. He's not in Vegas, LA, or he was living in LA and LA area, but now he's been taking care of his mother for the last several years, and much respect.
Man, so when Rick, I'm not gonna lie, man. When I heard that damn Canelo went to Cleveland, Ohio to meet Al Heyman personally, you know, and I'm like, bro, like haven't heard that, because I remember when I spoke to Crawford, he was like, man, I tried to meet him, I wasn't able to meet him. I tried to meet him, man, but
because he wasn't trying to make the fight. Yeah. Now he's trying to make the fight. There's a difference, and he probably sent a jet for him, a private twin-engine luxury jet for him, and it probably cost $60,000 for Heyman to do that. And that's what he did. He did what was necessary.
I don't think Buddy still haven't met him. Hey Rick, I'm serious. I don't think he met him still to this day.
Who hasn't met him?
I'm talking about Crawford.
He probably hasn't.
I don't think he met him, bro.
But if he wants to buy my introduction, he wants to buy the introduction of Heyman for me, he can.
Hey Rick, now you do know I'm on the payroll of Al Heyman now. I get paid on the back end. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, me too.
Rick said, whatever. Hey man, they giving us the fights we want this year, man. They putting on for us, so I'm happy about that.
Well, like I said, they have no choice. It wasn't an Al Heyman Moses Apparandi game plan here. This is the global Paramount executives putting their foot down. That's what it is.
Hey, Rick, we got another question right here. Shout out to Saf dropping that quarter of a dub. He said, does Rick know why James, Tony, and B-Hop never fought?
Well, they were sort of like, it was a weird situation because what's his name didn't become champion till 95. Bernard didn't become champ till 95. And the other guy, meaning what is his name? James Tony.
Tony, yeah.
He moved up in weight from middleweight to super middleweight in 93.
Yeah.
He was a middleweight for 2 years. Okay. Then by the time he moved up to super middleweight, what's his name won the title, and Bernard was still at middleweight for a long time. So they were really never in the same weight class at the same time.
Yeah. And James Tony was gaining weight so fast that he was gaining weight so fast. He didn't really sit in one weight division and just dominate like that for a long time.
Right. He was in big fights. Funny thing, Bernard Hopkins won a lot of fights on his ring moxie and gamesmanship and his getting in somebody's head and all that kind of stuff. He first of all, he was not a better boxer than James Tony.
No.
Number one, he wouldn't have gotten James Tony's head, and his punches would have bounced off James Tony like they didn't exist. So there's part of your answer. The fight would have went the distance, by the way.
Shout out to Mr. Gumbo. We got a half a dub, $10. Shout out to Mr. Gumbo. He has a question for you, Rick. He say why they're not talking 60-40, 70-30 for Spence Crawford fight. What do you know about the split? What do you know about the per split?
Because they got guaranteed money versus revenues of the pay-per-view. That's why.
Okay.
Because of Showtime had to put the money up, and they weren't getting it made the other way around.
So because I remember last year it was Crawford had to take 30% of money on the back end and no guarantee. Take whatever we give you.
Wait, you didn't see him take the fight, did you?
No, he didn't take the fight. He walked away.
Thank you.
He walked away. Yeah, he walked away. And then he got a lot of flack from the boxing YouTube communities. They were saying he's dumb. He don't know how to do business. I mean, guys who broke ain't got no money.
Can I run something by you?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm sure Crawford's living in a beautiful home living like a god.
Yeah, I've been to his house.
I think of all people, I think Crawford knows what he's doing. He's a lot smarter than he looks. A lot smarter. Believe me when I tell you.
Yeah. So last year no money, this year money.
Right.
Both men are getting guaranteed purses.
Yep.
Paramount is the direct result of that.
Who?
No, I'm saying Paramount.
Yes, 100%.
Paramount is the direct result of that. And so last year, what changed from last year to this year was
Espinal last year for a little while, Heyman had Fox and he could leverage Fox. Then was get Showtime, and then Espinosa ended up with getting a boss. And once he got that boss put his foot down. That's all there is to it, because he can.
Shout out to Adam Torres dropping that quarter of a dub, $5. He said Tim Tszyu versus Charlo. Who wins?
I don't know. I favored Charlo, but it doesn't mean that Tszyu can't win. Tszyu can win that fight, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think that he's gonna move up the middleweight. I think
if he moves up without fighting Tim Tszyu, that a lot of people gonna look at that as him ducking, because he had opportunity to fight this guy. And then
it's not really a duck if his brother moves up. In other words, if that injury when he pulled out of the Tszyu fight turned out to be a fake, then it's a duck. But if it was a real injury and his brother moves up, that's not a duck.
So from what you're seeing, Jermell is going to fight Canelo September. As soon as that happens, Mel is moving up and he's dropping all of his titles.
I would imagine.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how that play out. I mean, what you're saying does make sense. And
right.
I do hear Crawford and Spence, whoever wins this fight, both of them eventually going to move up to 154 anyways. Both of those guys are going to move to 154. So, I mean, it makes sense, but Tim Tszyu got, god damn, dog. Like, this fight he's been the mandatory. He don't have 2 fights. I would kind of lean more towards, and Jermell Charlo is one of my favorite fighters, but me personally, I would lean more towards Tszyu. And the reason why is because of the inactivity of Jermell Charlo. He hasn't been active.
Well, yeah.
And he's coming off an injury. Those
are big advantages. And also, Tszyu makes the weight, and Jermell has to struggle to make the weight. That advantages Tszyu because he can use his legs more late in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Tzew's young and fresh and got a lot of snap on his punches, and I think it's a hell of a fight. I give him a great shot to win the fight. I mean, is Jermell Charlo would be favored? Yeah. But the fact that Tszyu could win, yes, absolutely, Tszyu can win.
All right, but Rick, man, I'm gonna let you bounce. It's 4:05. I'm gonna let you bounce. I got another caller coming on, so I appreciate you taking the time out, Rick. I'm gonna give you a call next week.
Everybody have a great week, holiday weekend, and anytime you like, Coach, I'm a phone call away from you, my friend. Okay?
Yes, sir. All right, Rick Glaser.
Thank you.
Salute.
Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. Shout out to everybody who super chatted their questions. Shout out to everybody who super chatted their questions. I really appreciate that. The Paramount thing is real. The Paramount thing is definitely real. Again, at the end of the day, I don't give a damn. I'm just happy to somebody sent this cash out. So I saw about that. Shout out to Swat Jones. Dropping that quarter over. Bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Sorry about that, Swat.
Received.
Playtime's over, boy.
What did say, fam? You say appreciate your OG. Yeah, I appreciate that, fam. Shout out to Swat Jones, man. Let me give everybody who's sitting there in there the super chatted their questions, man. Y'all know what time it is.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Hey, what did say, fam? Raphael say, sorry, Rick. That is a duck. Okay, cool. That's a duck. Okay. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I want to see Jermell Charlo fight Tim Tszyu, bro. For me, it looks kind of funny if you don't fight that dude. I'm just saying, for me, it looks kind of funny, bro. It seemed like there's been some stall tactics going on. I understand he broke his hand and stuff like that, man, but you know, I don't know. But put it this way. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I want to see Jermell Charlo and Tim Tszyu. If Jermell Charlo moves to middleweight, I at least want to see him defend his undisputed titles at least one time. At least one time. Defend your titles and then at least defend it one time. Devin Haney defended his titles. Now, now every fighter who become undisputed don't always defend their titles. That is true. That is true. But because that fight was in the process of happening already, Tszyu and Jermell Charlo, and then the reason why the fight ended up getting canceled or postponed because Charlo had broke his hand. So because that fight was already in the motion, that's the fight I want to see. That's what my mind is on right there. Shout out to Giancarlo. Hey, okay. Dropping that half for bam, hundo on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Yes, sir. What to say, fam? He say, just to say, God bless everybody here. Much love. Giancarlo, man. Salute to you, fam. Much love to you. Much love to you, my brother.
From the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Yes, sir. Much love to you, my brother. Salute to you, fam. You get what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to Bruce Gas in the building. Now let me call my main man. Let me call Steve Kemp. Well, Steve Kemp coming on. Anybody have any questions? Please super chat the questions. I'm going to ask Steve Kemp the same questions. I'm going to ask him the same questions because those are the only questions that I really wanted to ask. And if anybody else have a question they want me to ask the guests, just super chat it. But I only had 7 questions, you know, and I want to see exactly, what Steve Kemp's take is going to be on it. So hold on, let me. I'm going to get Nate Jones on the show as well. Nate Jones. I just spoke to Nate Jones today. He goes to this barbershop that's right here that I go to. I just spoke to Nate Jones earlier today, so I'm gonna get him on the show as well. I reached out to Antonio Tarver. Antonio Tarver said he'll come on the show as well. So we're gonna have Antonio Tarver coming on the show. I haven't confirmed the day yet, and we got Timothy Bradley coming on the show. He will be working the fight tomorrow. Let me hit my main man Steve up. Let me see. Hope he's available. Hold on. All right, let's see what's up.
We did it first.
Steve, what's going on? What's going on, fam? Hold on.
How you doing, Coach? Good Friday to you. What's going on? Great to join you in your program.
Yes, sir. Yes, I appreciate it, Steve. I'm happy that you, Mario Lopez. As a matter of fact, before I do this, let me give Steve Kim, internationally known, what they call you, Steve? The Korean Cosell. The Korean Cosell. Steve, mother Kim in the building.
Oh, I thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we got Steve Kim here, man. Yeah, man. I spoke to Antonio Tarver, man. He said he'll come on the show. We
had a great time talking to your Tampa brethren, Antonio Tarver, and I think it's long overdue that he starts training some young fighters to impart his knowledge. And also, and me and Mario both said this, he's got to get back on the air with a major broadcasting gig because we miss his insights. He's not afraid to break down the game honestly. Yeah. Too many guys, in my view, Coach, they want to toe the party line or they're afraid to say something. They don't want to upset the fighters. And I look at Antonio Tarver and Tim Bradley as guys, they're going to give it to you straight. And they don't care if you don't like them. They don't care if you go out there and disagree with them and you don't want to. They don't care. You've got to be able to take the heat like what you do, Coach. Yeah. You're able to take the heat. Yeah. Like you're not here to pander. You're here to do a job. And so I have a lot of respect for Tarver, and we look forward to him being a somewhat regular guest on the 3 knockdown rule.
Yeah, I like Antonio, man. As a matter of fact, Antonio, we live in the same neighborhood. Like we literally live in the same neighborhood, man. Like, so, but he's very, very busy. I know he's training his son. He works with the Robinson boys out of Baltimore, those guys. So he does a lot. So it's kind of hard to catch him. I was happy to see him on the 3 knockdown rule with you and Mario. What's the situation with you and Mario with the 3 knockdown rule? You were with Triller. You're not with Triller anymore?
Yeah, Triller, as Mike Tyson would say, went to Bolivian with us. And we, our last show that we did was about 10 months ago. in August. There were some other issues that had really nothing to do with me. We had to kind of pull the plug there. And so we took a long time off, so we're still trying to rebuild the audience. You just can't snap your fingers, and it's like consistency is key. Like Coach, the fact that you can come on 5-6 days a week like you have is a real testament to your work ethic, because I will say this. You can get people in the habit of listening to you by being there every day or being there consistently once a week, right? But once you stop, that same audience will get in the habit of not watching you. So you have to have a certain type of regularity to your programming, or you're going to lose that audience. And we've gone through that a little bit, but we're gaining traction, and we're at it. And Mario's busy schedule. It's not always easy, but we do make it work.
I mean, you're right about that. Consistency is the key, and that's all it's been. You got to be consistent, but you have to put out great content. If the content is not good, then you can consistently put out trash. But you guys, you have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to boxing. There's a lot that you know, and so you know what you're talking about. You're not just talking outside of your neck. What say you about this coming weekend? Well, tomorrow, I know Timothy Bradley is working the Jared Anderson versus Charles Martin fight. I'm looking at a lot of the young guns that's on here. Jahi Tucker, Abdullah Mason, all of these guys that's on here. What say you about this fight tomorrow night? This is a big fight for Jared Anderson.
Oh, there's no doubt. Look, I really hope it's not one of the last fights of Jared. I was a little bit surprised that he's making all these proclamations that there's a lot of pressure on me and I'm out of here by 26, 27. Now I'm thinking to myself, your career is just beginning, because the way the heavyweight landscape is, you're not going to really start making that really big money till he's about 26, 27. Right? Because we still have Tyson Fury, you still have Usyk, Wilder, Andy Ruiz, certainly Anthony Joshua. And most heavyweights mature, for the most part, in their late 20s. You have some anomalies like Iron Mike Tyson, but again, that's really, like I said, an anomaly. But I've been told recently that for as good as Jared Anderson is, and I think he's the best American prospect at heavyweight since Runic Bowe. I wrote that today. I sent you the article. That's how highly I think of him. But I've also been told by people close to that situation, he does boxing, but he doesn't love boxing. And I remember speaking to him during the bubble era when I was still at ESPN, and I asked him, hey, what other sports did you play? And he basically said, nothing else really organized. I just boxed. So there could be a situation where he's a little bit burnt out on the game. But ask yourself this, Coach. If you were him, and all of a sudden at 26, 27, that deadline starts to crop up, and now you're starting to make millions and maybe 8 figures, do you suddenly walk away? I mean, again, that means you have to save every single dollar. You have to live a disciplined lifestyle. And if you want to create that generational wealth, is it worth it for you to just stop right at that moment? That's the question he's going to have to ask himself.
Nah, you know what? That's to me, that's crazy, because he's not making any real money right now. Just like what you're not saying that, but he's not really making any real money now in comparison to what he's going to be making in the future. If he keeps going down this trajectory that Top Rank has him on, he will become a champion. He will become the face of boxing and the face of the heavyweight division in America. Because let's be real, we ain't got nothing really. The American heavyweight scene is dead. It's dead, yeah.
I mean, Coach, here's what I've seen since I've gotten into this game as a bona fide media member. It's like the beginning of Michael Grant. Most of our American heavyweights, even a Deontay Wilder, they took up boxing really late because they played basketball, football, maybe baseball, went to college. And when their professional aspirations did not work out, then they turned to boxing, like Gerald Washington, Seth Mitchell, Jamil McCline. I knew a couple of guys at the University of Miami. One of my good friends, Quatrain Hill, he tried his hand at boxing. Jared is that anomaly in a sense that age 7 or 8, he just boxed. He went to all the tournaments, didn't play any other sports, no AAU basketball, didn't play tackle football at his size. He just boxed. And when you see the way he moves, how fluid he is, the ability to switch shit, power in both hands, to slip and counter and get underneath punches and bring back big shots, you're like, wow, there's not a lot of big men that can do that. and then be so athletic about it. And if he can catch, he's going to be tough. But here's the ironic thing, Coach, about that video with Roy Jones, which was produced by Top Rank in that one segment that went viral. He is saying a lot of the same things about quitting this sport early like Roy Jones did. If you go back to the early to mid-'90s, Roy Jones used to tell everybody, I'm getting out of here early. Boxing's not going to use me. I'm going to use boxing. I don't need boxing.
I remember
and remember that? And, Coach, guess what? Now he's still boxing against bodybuilders now. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Good grief.
Yeah, Roy can't let it go. Steve, I just had Rick Glaser on, and I had some of the same questions I wanted to ask you. Canelo,
sure.
Now Canelo is signed to the PBC. It's rumored that he signed a 3-fight deal. Oh, are you surprised that he made that move, or you're not surprised?
Not really. And I said this on the 3 Knockdown rule a couple days ago. Canelo consistently has always gone where the fights are, whether it's the zone or PBC. Some people, I know Mario was a little bit surprised it was a multi-fight deal, but look, we have to start praising fighters or expecting fighters to go where the fighters are and not stay on their side of the street where it's safe harbor. We have to be honest about it. Ask yourself this, even if you hate the PBC with all your passion and you believe Al Heyman is the second coming of the Ayatollah, as a boxing fan, because all these fights now with Canelo are pay-per-view. The zone is now pay-per-view. They didn't get rid of it. They didn't kill it. They're now exploiting it, which is their right. But think about this, Coach. Would you rather pay for a fight against the guys at PBC, the names that we've mentioned, and I like certain fights more than others, or guys like Edgar Berlanga? Berlanga is nowhere near ready or deserving of a fight at that level. He's still a very raw, underdeveloped prospect.
Yeah.
The only fight, believe it or not, and I agree with you 100%, Coach, the only fight that they brought up on the PBC side of the roster that I don't really like is Errol Spence. That's a physical mismatch. All the other fights I like. The question that I have is he going to actually fight the Mexican monster, David Benavidez? That's the question. That's the question.
That's the $1 million question. And when I heard this rumor that, hey man, next year Canelo potentially could be fighting Errol Spence, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, he has Crawford to deal with July 29th. So,
Coach, if Crawford ends up slaying the big fish, right, and that's at 47 against the guy who won his first world title at 135 in Crawford.
Yeah.
So that means if he doesn't win that fight, you suddenly want to see him move up from 47 to 68 to fight Canelo. It makes no sense. Makes no sense to me.
It makes no. I mean, even if he beats Crawford, which I don't foresee him doing it, but I'm saying even if he beats Crawford, giving him the benefit of the doubt, have you? Can you give me an example of a fighter? You know boxing very well. Can you give me an example of a fighter who skipped? I said 3-weight division, but Rick Glaser corrected me. He says 4-weight division. Move up from 147 pounds straight to 168. You don't fight nobody at 54. You don't fight nobody at 60. You get to 68, and you don't get a touch-up fight at 68. You fight the top guy, like the creme de la creme of 68. Can you give me examples of that ever happening?
I know you and Rick went through some of the names. I know he brought up Shane Mosley, went from 35 to 47, but keep this in mind. Shane Mosley actually had 2 fights at welterweight after he moved up. He fought Wilfredo Rivera, and that fight was a tough fight, Coach. He needed that last round knockout to seal the deal. That fight was hanging in the balance. And then he blew out Willie Wise in 2 rounds. So, he moved up and he skipped the weight class. He didn't go straight to De La Hoya. And now you look at Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran actually had a couple of fights at 47 before he fought Ray Leonard. People forget about that.
Yeah.
So my view is this: if you're gonna go, and again, I'm talking about Errol Spence, from Terrence Crawford, regardless of the result, all the way up to 68. Look, will the fight do business because of the Spence fanatics? I assume. But let's say he loses. First of all, I think there's going to be a rematch, Coach. I have been told by everybody in the business,
it's gonna be a rematch.
Regardless of what happens July 29th, someone's going to enforce that rematch clause.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I know that for a fact.
So,
I was told that. It's a rematch. He told me that. Yeah.
So now let's go with our scenario, because I agree with you. I think Crawford wins that fight. So then let's say Crawford wins the rematch. Okay, so now you're still going to do Spence coming off 2 straight losses at welterweight to Terrence Crawford. That doesn't seem to make sense, really.
I mean, even if they split, you know, it's.
Well, now if they split, guess what we're doing? The trilogy. This thing's become Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, the trilogy.
They're just going to do one sequel after another, Coach.
And then my thing is Rick is. I mean, sorry about that. I'm saying Rick. My thing, Steve, is this. If because I thought about this. I said, man, this dude will get killed. I don't think no welterweight in the welterweight division will beat Canelo Alvarez. I don't care who it is. You know what? That's just my opinion. But I say from a stylistic standpoint, his style is tailor-made for Canelo Alvarez. Flat-footed, front foot dominant, work off the jab, come forward fighter. He gonna get killed. You're gonna fight him on the inside and all that stuff there. I said, man, he gonna get murdered.
Weight classes matter. They're in place for a reason. And we all thought Mikey Garcia moving up 2 weight classes against Spence was reckless. I don't know what this is. Again, the centerpiece of this deal, we do not know. There's really nothing that's been said about if Benavidez is part of the street fight deal.
Yeah.
I was told about a month and a half ago that Canelo's team, they were not going to do the B-ball rematch. They just said bad style. It doesn't matter what weight. I tried to warn the B-ball people, you better start making your own plans. And I think they were kind of a little delusional in thinking they had more leverage than they did, because they did not, because Canelo is Canelo. So my question is, if you're Benavidez, now what do? I thought it was awfully strange, Coach, that about a week and a half ago, Samson Lekowicz is telling people like Dan Rafael, who I trust, hey, we've got the fight. We're fighting Morrell. And I'm thinking, wow, that is a very risky fight for relatively low reward. And then I knew something was wrong when Benavidez himself said, I don't know about that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So they got to get their story straight, because if you are Benavidez and you think you have any shot with this current deal to fight Canelo, you're not getting within 50 yards of Morrell, who I believe is very dangerous.
That's another thing. Samson Lewowitz, and he's been on several different people's on platforms, you know, G Funkies and stuff like that. Different people I know, you know, he said that, hey man, we sent Canelo millions of dollars, because I heard 50 million, then I heard 40 million, I don't know, an offer. And then right after that, we hear that Canelo has signed a 3-fight deal with the PBC. Now, we don't know if it's a 3-fight deal or not, but this is what we've been hearing from the Carpenters and the Raphaels and stuff like that. So whoever, you know, their sources told them some things. So we really don't know the details of it. But it's like, damn, okay. Samson Lewis allegedly, you know, sent Canelo an offer to fight Benavidez, but then we hear Canelo and Eddie Reynoso is on a plane, and they went to Cleveland, Ohio, to meet with Al Heyman personally. So,
you know, Coach, my sense is Samson was talking out of turn, and my view is this: when did Samson get $50 million? I don't. You know, I think there's a little bit of grandstanding there. And by the way, even the Charlo fight, I still can't get out of my mind that Jermell Charlo has not fought in about 2 years plus.
Yeah.
And when he fought against Montiel Macias, he got marked up. I mean, did you see a guy on that particular Juneteenth of 2021, Coach, that's going to really trouble Canelo that much?
Hell no.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see it. And then especially coming off over a 2-year layoff, you haven't been punched, hit. I mean, sparring is one thing, but you know, you're going through a lot of stuff. You don't live the lifestyle of a boxer. Everybody know that. That ain't no damn secret. You know, so yeah, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I mean, he could potentially you know, maybe he'll have the fight of his life and this and that. That's possible. But coming off a more than 2-year layoff, is highly unlikely, in my opinion. Let me get the super chats out of the way. Shout out to Uncle Burnt Apostrophe. dropping that $2, dropping those 2 pounds. He said, does Steve see any traction in Atlas petition?
I really don't. Look, I like Teddy a lot. He's taught me a lot. I've known him for years, but already, and that's been about, a month and a half since the horrible stoppage of Tony Weeks. There's a lot of anger. But unfortunately, what happens in boxing is that the next week is other fights, and then the other week is other fights, and there's always a fight. People forget about it. It's I don't want to say it's swept under the rug, but the pages turn and people move on. I think we're all guilty of it.
Yeah.
And, let's say the petition does something. Here's the problem. You got to get every single state in America to agree to it, to have a national commission, which I'm not so sure that solves all the problems. And here's the other problem, though, Coach. This is an international sport. How many other countries are going to get on board with this?
Say that, hey man, say that again, man. Because people over here that I notice online, they feel that they only know like 5 fighters. Like certain boxing communities, they know the same 5, 6 fighters, and they feel that if nothing is popping over here in their city or in America, it's nothing. Nothing. It's not. Nothing is going on anywhere. And boxing is what you just said, a global sport. It's global.
I mean, think about it. There's a reason why Stephen Fulton, as the unified champion, is going to Japan.
Yeah.
That's where the yen is. I mean, he would not be making $3 million. I'm sick of people saying it's not fair that Fulton doesn't get to defend this in Philadelphia. Hey, guys, Fulton hasn't fought in Philadelphia in at least 6 years. Blame his people. Now, and Coach, let's be honest about this. I would ask Stephen Fulton, Stephen, would you rather make a third of the money in Philadelphia, but you get to be in Philadelphia, or would you rather make $3 million in the land of the rising sun? Fighters go where the money is.
Yep.
And you look at some of the biggest gates and some of the biggest crowds, they're in Europe. Look at Anthony Joshua.
Yep.
There are many fights that are happening now where the biggest events and the biggest crowds and the biggest gates are overseas. And now, think about this. This is the money game, right? Well, now they're all going to Saudi Arabia and the Middle East. So wrapping around to my original point, how are you going to get all these people to agree to some petition? I just don't see it, Coach.
I mean, yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Raphael, shout out to Raphael dropping a quarter of a dub, $5. He say, tell people how the refs stole the Adames versus J-Rock fight and the Lubin versus Arias fight. I went 1 for 1 on that. I pray they don't take the fight from Bud. Okay, go ahead.
Coach and Raphael, let me make this clear. I wrote this in my article for Snack on Monday. I think both referees screwed the pooch. They made a mistake. I don't believe that Mark Nelson should have stopped the Julian Williams fight. I thought it was a tad early. However, I do believe Adames was winning the fight, and it may have been another 2-3 seconds. Okay?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's the worst stoppage ever. The other thing is, can we be honest? And I like Cuba Arias. I've known him for years. Good guy. I thought he got up. I thought he beat the count of 10. However, he was losing almost every round, and that fight could have been over within another 30 seconds. So let's not act like it's Chavez Taylor here, okay?
They're trying to make it. Yeah, man, they robbed. They robbed. They robbed J-Rock.
I mean, this is not Ismael Barroso 2.0. Come on, let's be honest about that. It's a little bit different.
J-Rock was winning. I'm like, man, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. From what I saw, man, J-Rock was getting hit with some hard shots. I say it was just a matter of time before he gets stopped. I'm just being honest with you. So
yeah, and look, J-Rock fought a good fight. He had some moments. Yeah. And look, it's a good performance, but Adames was the stronger, fresher, younger fighter. And it seemed to me, again, I'm not the one taking punches, that his punches, Adames, had more impact than Julian Williams. And we asked Antonio Tarver, he's the fighter. I said, Antonio, did you like that stoppage, or did you have a real big disagreement? Tarver said, no, not really. He actually thought the stoppage was pretty good.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, for some people, it was early, this and that, but J-Rock was getting his ass whooped at that time, bro. This dude, from what I saw, I was like, man, I didn't want to see J-Rock get knocked out, but some people wanted to see him get knocked out, so maybe you let him get put to sleep. You know, people know that J-Rock is punch resistance isn't there. That dude was hitting him hard, bro, like from what I saw, so I didn't really trip on that. The Lubin fight, Arias did beat the count. He did beat the count. The referee kind of bloated on that. I know. So I think I'm not necessarily mad about the J-Rock fight. The Lubin fight, yeah, the guy did beat the count, but it is what it is. Maybe Lubin. This is a confidence booster for Lubin. I think he doesn't beat anybody elite. I think he's done as related to that.
Well, Coach, it's one thing if Arias was winning all the rounds. So let's say he's up 4-0, and then all of a sudden that referee goes 7, 8, you're out. Well, okay, now it's suspicious. But from what I saw, and I could be wrong, and maybe people will disagree, wasn't Lubin controlling those first 4 or 5 rounds though?
Yeah, he was.
That's what I saw. Yeah, so I don't, So again, let's put it into perspective. This was not Chavez Taylor. It was not Barroso Romero.
Well, I know you said that you weren't surprised, Steve, that Canelo signed to the PBC. What chances, do you give Jermell Charlo? Everything I've been hearing is going to be Jermell Charlo in September. What chances do you give him? We did speak about the inactivity. He hasn't fought in a while. Rick said this is a cash out fight.
That could be a sad extreme. I mean, look, Jermell's going through some issues, and if he really is going through a divorce and he's got kids, look, you got to make a living here, right?
Yeah.
Look, Charlo's advantage in speed, reflexes, and quickness will be evident early, maybe.
Yeah.
But but you know me. One of my mantras is that activity matters. This game is about a fraction of inches and seconds.
Yeah.
And you got to have punch resistance. You have to build up callus.
Yeah.
I just don't think a guy that struggled against Juan Montiel Macias 2 years ago is going to be even I don't want to say declining version of Canelo, but a plateaued version of Canelo. And as the fight goes on, I just see Canelo just kind of taking over. And that's what I see. And then again, Canelo is, I mean, keep this in mind, Charlo's also moving up in weight. This is not his natural weight class.
His first fight in the weight division, you fight in the creme de la creme, Canelo Alvarez. Rick Glaser is of the opinion that, if because I don't see Jermell Charlo, if he moves up to fight Canelo, if he continues to box, I don't see him moving back down to 160.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't see that. So he will more than likely probably vacate that belt. I don't know why he's been able to hold on to it for 2 years any damn ways without fighting, but that's another story for another day. And what say you about Jermell Charlo? Do you foresee him fighting Tim Tszyu?
I actually do. I saw a thing where my guy Calix and his partner interviewed Tim Tszyu's manager, and they made it clear that we have a date. We're coming to America. We're not going to try to force anything where they come to Australia, because I think that's a non-starter. And it looks like it's going to be in mid-October. And Coach, I'm kind of with you. If Charlo just says, I don't want the Tszyu fight, I think you could start the quack sound.
Yeah.
I think you can put up that sound effect.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a duck.
Yeah, I feel that way. Listen, Jermell Charlo is one of my favorite fighters. Like, him and Terrence Crawford, those are the two fighters that, I really, really like, even though they don't really dig each other too well. But I'm just saying, I like, those are my two of my favorite fighters. And I'm like, man, but if he don't fight this boy Tim Tszyu after you guys already had a fight set up, and the reason why it didn't happen because you broke your hand. So you broke your hand, you had surgery and stuff like that. And I just don't see that energy, from Jermell Charlo to want to fight this guy. People say that, hey, man, Charlo will knock Tszyu out. Okay, fine. Let him fight. Let's fight him. Show us you can knock him out. Let him fight. That's all I want to see.
Coach, you don't get credit for hypothetical victories. That's not the way it works. And, when Tim Tszyu beat Terrell Gaucher in February of 2022, I remember he got dumped on his butt the first round with that right hand. But he pretty much dominated the fight, hurt him a few times. I said to myself, you know what? He just doesn't look ready. Like, he's good. He's got some talent. I wish he had a little bit more seasoning. And then they scheduled the fight for late January of this year. When Charlo said, hey, I got a broken hand, I got to back off, I love the fact that Tim Tszyu's management and his brain trust said, okay, you know what? we're not going to sit and wait. We're going to take care of us. We're going to do us. We're going to worry about us. And they've gotten a lot better. I think the fight against Harrison, then the blowout against Ocampo, I think he has legitimately closed the gap to a point. It's, in my view, almost a 50-50 fight.
I see what you're saying, because what happened, what I was saying was, you know what, man, I think the worst thing in this situation, if Jermell Charlo and Tim Tszyu fight each other, I think the worst thing for Charlo was you allowed this guy to get better.
Right.
He had a couple of more fights. Some people might have questioned whether he was ready or not 3 fights ago, but now after his last 3 fights, you know, he's been able to fight. He's getting better and working on his timing, his rhythm, his hand-eye coordination, his speed. You know, just cut.
Oh, he's marinated now.
Yeah.
He is marinated perfectly like a filet mignon.
Yeah.
He is ready to be taken out of the oven. He's got a lot of confidence. And look, keep this in mind, and this is just a fact. And again, I am a big believer that activity absolutely matters. I think we saw that with Josh Taylor. Jermell Charlo has not fought since last May 14th or 15th when he beat Castaño in the rematch. Keep that in mind. That's more than a year now.
Yeah. So yeah, 13 months. And then by the time him and the Tim Tszyu fight were to happen, that's going to be what, September, October?
They say mid-October that they are waiting on a date. And let's make this clear. Tim Tszyu's manager said, we are traveling. We are coming to America. Like King Akeem.
17 months.
Finn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be a 17-month layoff.
Oh boy.
For Jermell Charlo. And
that's a fact.
That's the thing. Like I saw the interview with Tim Tszyu. He was very, very happy, Steve. He was smiling. He was like, yeah, what's my motherfucking name now and this and that. And he's like, yeah, we coming to America. I read his article. He said we coming back with those belts. And he's very, very confident. He like, look, I'm coming to America like Eddie Murphy in Arsenio Hall, and you know, I'm coming for Jermell Charlo. Period. So, everybody who say that Jermell gonna knock him out, okay, fine, good. I'm good.
Right.
Good.
Let's see
it. That's where I'm at. Let's see him knock him out. That's where I'm at with it.
And keep this in mind, Coach. One last thing: the WBO has made it clear. And that's one of the 4 major belts. They've made it clear to Jermell, your next fight has to be against Tim Tszyu. They've made that clear. If it's not, I believe at this point, Tim Tszyu will then fight for a vacant title.
And I think at that point, that might add credence to what Rick Glaser believes, that, you know, Jermell Charlo is going to move up to 160 anyways. And if his brother was to, once Jamal fights Canelo, he's going to drop his belt. And then Jermell will move up and fight Carlos Adames for the vacant title. I'm not going to lie, bro. I like Adames in that fight.
Oh, boy. And now you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Keep this in mind. Would you rather fight Adames for this amount of money or Tim Tszyu for more money? This is where, again, you got to make some decisions, because Adames, that is not an easy. And I think Adames is taking this personal with the whole Charlo family, because of the way I don't think the WBC has protected his interest. I think they should have made him the interim champion and the mandatory. And it's very clear that the WBC protects Al Heyman's interest. It is what it is. Every promotional company has their organization that they're very friendly with. But truth be told, in my view, Adames is probably not really happy with the PBC because he's getting bypassed for the Charlos, or at least one of them.
Yeah.
So if you are Jermell Charlo, I would do this. I say, okay, so if I move up in weight, how much money would I get for fighting Adames? And then I say, okay, all right. Well, how much would I get for getting Tim Tszyu? Now you have a decision to make, and if it's about even or equal, I don't know which one you take.
I mean, I know one damn thing. I like, much as I like Jermell Charlo, I do not like him against Carlos Adames. I don't like him against Carlos Adames. I don't.
Adames' one loss came at 154, where he was about 40 pounds heavy. Months before the fight, he crashed down in weight, and you saw what happened. He ran out of gas.
Yeah.
If this is a disciplined professional camp that he runs and he has a good lifestyle, look, Adames is a very tough out, and he's got legitimate power in both hands. It's not an easy out.
Steve, I have a super chat right here. Shout out to Raphael.
Yeah.
He said he got Savannah Marshall winning over Cruz. Who do you have?
I would say Savannah Marshall is a little bit better technically. I think she throws straighter punches down the middle.
Yep.
And look, the only one that beat Savannah Marshall was Clarissa Shields. Look, Franchon Cruz has developed. She's done well. She ain't Clarissa Shields. I like Savannah Marshall at home.
Yeah, me too. I like Savannah Marshall to win this fight. To me, Franchon Cruz, she can hit hard, but she throws a lot of those overhand rights. She's very predictable. She's slow. I saw her last fight when she became undisputed. I just wasn't impressed with the performance. This is not a slight against her, not talking bad about her at all, but just from a skill set standpoint, I feel that the straight punches that Savannah Marshall throws, the way she paces herself, the way she controls the distance and range, she as you said before, she makes sure that she likes to make sure she keeps you at the end of those punches. She's very deceptive. She has very shifty footwork. A lot of some people overlook that, but she's shifty. She's not just she has very good feints. You know what I mean? So yeah, I see Franchon Cruz walking into stuff myself.
And coach, I really hope Franchon has her hair on tight. Make sure he keeps that on. Remember that one fight? I couldn't believe that one fight when she was with Golden Boy and her hair fell off, and Barry Hunter was like, take that shot. That was one of the funniest things I ever saw, coach. That was wild. That shit was wild. I was like, God damn, now I've seen it all.
Man, she trying to fix her hair. You worried about your hair?
And Barry was not happy. Like, that shit off. I was like, Barry. I love Barry. Barry's a good friend of mine, and Barry's about the boxing. He ain't about that business, bro. Let me just tell you that right now.
You coming in here with that goddamn. You coming in here with that hairstyle. You got done for the club, and then you gonna come in the ring with this shit. You worried about your weave. This girl putting hands and foots on you. We try to win this fight, and you worried about your damn weave. Man, the hell with that weave.
You know what's bad about that? And I feel bad for Franchon. She's a friendly person. She can win like 5 more world titles. And to a lot of boxing fans, she will always be, oh, yeah, that's the girl her hair fell off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's terrible, but good luck to her. I think it's going to be a pretty good fight. But again, I do like the precision of Savannah Marshall.
Listen, Steve, before I let you go, I have to ask you this here. Jared Anderson, I walk the earth like a god, Charles Martin. This is the biggest name on Jared Anderson's resume to date. If he can knock out Charles Martin, now I know Jared is saying that he may want to retire, this and that, yada 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 yada, whatever. But if he can knock out Charles Martin, a former heavyweight champion, I think he was the IBF champion, if I'm not mistaken. With this, do you think that this will boost up Jared Anderson's confidence?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think he's already confident. In my view, Jared may already be a lower top 10 heavyweight, even at 14-0. And we have to keep this in mind. Charles Martin was a late replacement. They had another undefeated guy that couldn't get into the country, had some immigration or passport issues. Hopefully they can remake that fight. I get the sense they want to time this out so when Tyson Fury kind of is ready to hand off the baton, or Usyk is walked away from the sunset or to the sunset, that Jared Anderson clearly has some choices at some belts. But if he's saying that, hey, I only have 3-4 more years, you're like, wow, that kind of changes plans. Look, Jared's a confident guy. I've covered him since his very first fight. I don't know if you know this. He made his pro debut the night Shakur Stevenson won his first world title against Joet Gonzalez in Reno, or I think it was Lake Tahoe. Yeah, I actually got to meet him back then. He's a very nice young man.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he made his pro debut that day. That's when I first met him. He scored a first-round knockout. I really hope that it's just him going through some things. Look, here's the thing. Once you start tasting the millions and then the 8 figures, why would you want to quit if you're not getting banged up? And that's the thing. Jared Anderson has the personality. He has the look. I think they're going to build him into an attraction in Ohio. But that takes time. And when I heard that, hey, I don't really love boxing. I'm out of here by 26, 27. I was like, wow. It was kind of disappointing, to be honest with you.
I mean, Steve, it was very disappointing to me. And the reason why is because we don't have nothing over here, Steve. Like, we don't have, bro, like, and this is no shade to the other heavyweights that's here in America. But what do we have? We have Deontay Wilder.
Right, who's 37.
Yeah, 37, 38, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, 37. We have Deontay Wilder. And it's like, okay, after the Fury fight was the climax, and then it's like it was just a deep dive from there. Robert Helenius is, we know how that happened. So what's the next big fight for Wilder at this point? Outside of Wilder, we don't have anything. Like, we don't have any top name heavyweights that can carry the sport in America. So the only hope that I see is Jared Anderson. I don't want to see him retire. I'm like, man, you the only hope we have right now.
No, neither do I. And look at a guy like Richard Torres, who has some ability. He's awfully small. I mean, look, Jared is a little bit small by today's heavyweights, even though he's 6'4", 245.
Yeah.
Richard Torres is actually smaller than him, much smaller, by the way. I mean, he might be the first Bridgerweight champion that Top Rank ever developed. And that's kind of a barren wasteland. But you have to have that ability. Longevity, to me, is important. That's why I think Shakur Stevenson is eventually going to break through, because he's in this for the long haul. My concern with Shakur, and I got to call Bob Arum next week to see what in the hell is going on with him, is that nobody wants to fight him because he's so damn good at what he does. But Shakur is making sure that, hey, I'm going to be in this for the long haul. I want to be a legend. So you're not ever going to hear Shakur Stevenson say, well, in a few years, I'm out. No. He understands the long game.
Yeah.
But again, with Jared, he could wake up in 3 years and say, you know what, I love boxing and I don't want to work for a living and I want to buy a bigger house with 5 more cars. Well, guess what? That costs money.
That costs money. Yeah. I think he's going to stay. I think he's going to stay. Steve, what do you think about, I'm doing a fight party tomorrow night. Look at this. Top Rank. Jared Anderson, Charles Martin fighting tomorrow night. The undercard, Steve. Tyler McCreary's on this card. DeAndre Ware, Jahi Tucker. This is what I'm seeing. Abdullah Mason. I'm looking at it right now. Abdullah Mason is on this card. Tiger Johnson, Dante Benjamin. You know what I mean? Husam Mashhadi. All of these.
And don't forget Abdullah Mason. That's a little killer. I love Abdullah Mason.
Man.
He's a blue chip prospect, and the reason why they put him on this show. And by the way, Coach, he's actually going to be on the main ESPN card.
Man.
He's not going to be on the undercard on ESPN Plus. I just saw that on the press release because remember he's from Cleveland, Ohio.
He's from Cleveland, yeah.
So that's a big showcase for him. And Delonte Tiger Johnson, very skilled boxer, puncher, and Jahi Tucker had an absolute war his last fight, I think he opened some eyes at Top Rank. And he's an ambitious young guy that wants a showdown with Xander Zayas. So I think that's a rivalry that Top Rank can build. But Abdullah Mason, he's only 18 years old, I believe, or 19. He's a special young talent. Oh, I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's a bad boy. I didn't tell you this. This is my first time telling you. I'll be flying to Cleveland. Not Cleveland. I'll be flying to Cleveland to meet his dad. Me and his dad talk on the phone from time to time. Abdullah Mason's father. Me and his dad talk on the phone a lot.
He's a good man. I saw him at the last fight. Really good guy.
Really good guy. And he told me, he said, man, when you come to Cleveland, man, we're gonna roll the red carpet out for you. You know what I mean? So I'm going there personally. I'll be on the plane. I'm going on a vacation next week, but after I come back from vacation, I'll be planning on going to Cleveland. Probably, if not the end of July, maybe the somewhere around in August. But I'll be going there definitely, man. His father, man, is a really nice brother, man. Really nice brother.
Yeah, and very disciplined young men they have in that family. I got to talk to Abdullah after his last fight on the Devin Haney Loma card, and you could just tell by the look on the face of Abdullah, he's a very serious, measured, disciplined young human being.
Yeah.
If he just stays the course, he's going to do some big things. I could see him winning titles at 26 if he can keep that weight again. He might grow out of it. But when Top Rank first signed him about 2 years ago, they told me, Steve, that's one of the blue chippers. I said, really? He said, yes. James Prince got him. He goes, we are very excited. I could see him being a multi-division champion. I think that much of his ability.
What do you think about Top Rank? Have all of these young fighters? They got all of the young black fighters.
Oh yeah,
that I'm seeing
John
over here.
Davis, Shushu Carrington, guys like that. Yes, and Emiliano Vargas. That's an interesting question you asked me. I last year spoke to both Keyshawn and Bruce Carrington. I love Bruce. Bruce is a great young man. He's got a great head on his shoulders. I think within a year he'll be fighting for a featherweight title, and he could beat guys right now. He's that sharp. They both told me, along with Emiliano Vargas' management, the reason why they like Top Rank and the reason why they signed with them, their matchmaking, led by Brad Goodman and Bruce Trampler, and the overall vision of Bob Arum and their track record of developing young fighters from all the way from the birth to the ending of their championship run. Mm. And so that's why these guys have it's really interesting, Coach. It's not just about the money with these kids. They said, Steve, we got money from everywhere.
Yeah.
But we wanted to be developed properly as fighters, which is the reason why they went with Top Rank.
From what I'm hearing, and I've heard I've heard several people tell me this. They say, man, Top Rank have the best matchmaker in boxing, period.
Yes, Brad Goodman, who just recently got inducted to the International Boxing Hall of Fame, old friend of mine, absolute boxing fanatic. And it's amazing how we could see fights play out before they happened.
Yeah.
I mean, the matchmakers really know the most. And obviously, Bruce Trampler learned from the legendary Teddy Brenner himself at the Madison Square Garden. And also Bob Arum, that's one of the things that's really interesting. Bob will tell you that at his age, the thing that he really likes to do is to develop young fighters and see them grow. He had a funny joke. I heard that when he signed Jared Anderson about 4 years ago, he said, Jared, I just want to say, I hope to be there when you win the heavyweight title. Now, I may not be there for a lot of title defenses, but I think I'm going to get to your heavyweight title. So, I mean, Bob's realistic.
Doggo Bob. Doggo. Hey, man, you know what? All jokes aside, man, Bob, when it comes to recruiting talent, they know what they're doing over there. It's like they have a well-oiled machine.
And Coach, you know what's really interesting about being with Top Rank, though, is that as a prospect, if they don't like the way you're developing, they will be very honest, and they'll tell you need to show something. Like Raymond Murataya, that's another guy. There's a couple of fights ago that they told Robert Garcia, Robert, we like Raymond. We didn't like that performance. You got to show us something. They made it very clear to Raymond, if you want to be moved up, you have to show us. Just winning is not enough. And now Raymond Murataya got the message. But I know this for a fact because I've had discussions with them. When they don't think a prospect is developing or has the ceiling they believed they thought they had, they'll just cut a guy or release him. I mean, it's a bit cutthroat. It's like a real professional sports franchise, the way they do it.
It's amazing you say that because I think of Edgar Berlanga. Like Edgar Berlanga was, he's supposed to have been the next Puerto Rican sensation. Miguel Cotto, I was hearing names. I was seeing Tito Trinidad. I'm hearing like the legends, I'm like, hold on now. You guys jumping out there a little too far. Rafael Gomez. I'm hearing like all types of stuff, right?
Coach, you know what happened with Berlanga?
What happened?
Berlanga kept looking worse and worse, and his management wanted more and more money. And they could never get them to understand, look, we want to develop you, but you got to go backwards. So let us match you properly. And they kept thinking that they were Trinidad in terms of what they drew, and it simply was not true. So when they parted ways earlier this year, it was not a surprise to me. I saw this coming. And what really upset Top Rank was, as a Puerto Rican, you're not even selling tickets. In fact, last year when Xander Zayas got sick when he was in Australia with Cambosis, once he was announced that he was off the card, the tickets stopped selling. And then Berlanga looked terrible that night and he bit somebody and he got suspended for 6 months.
Right.
And the joke was Top Rank was really upset that the suspension wasn't just a year instead of 6 months. So, you kind of saw where that relationship was going.
Hey, Steve, I tell people, I say one thing about Bob. Bob Arum doesn't run Top Rank like it's top heavy. Like we're depending on this one fighter. Like when Mayweather Promotions, they always spoke about we got Tank. Now Tank is probably he's with PBC, but he's still on that side of the fence. But I say no, Top Rank don't have one fighter. They don't have just one guy they depending on. They don't give a damn. And they gotta let you go. Okay, fine, kid. If you don't pan out, kid, don't worry about it. We'll just cut you loose. You can sign with whoever you want to sign with.
I mean, Coach, this is the thing. The best thing that they do is develop fighters, and they stay disciplined within a model. Now, there comes a point when fighters think they outgrow Top Rank, and Top Rank's not in the business of losing money. But what they do is it is like a factory. They have people coming down the line. So even if Teofimo Lopez is truly retired, guess what? They have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys coming up behind them.
Right.
And then once those guys are developed, like a Keyshawn, a Shushu, an Abdullah Mason, Tiger Johnson, Murataya, guess what, Coach? They have other guys coming up behind them.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. It is what it is. That's the future. The youth is the future. What do you think about Jay Prince? It seems like Jay Prince and Bob Bam have a very, very good working relationship. You know, what do you think about that?
Oh, they do. They first got involved years ago when it was with Mayweather, and there was a lot of, you know how that story goes. Let's keep that off the record, Anyway, but it's interesting that throughout the years, even though there was suspicion on both sides, Bob and James Prince have always done really good business. Now, there was a point in time where James wasn't really doing a lot of boxing, and then he wasn't really working with Bob, but they rekindled the relationship with Shakur Stevenson. Now, I was at Shakur Stevenson's pro debut. It was underneath Oscar Valdez against Miguel Mariaga at the StubHub Center in Carson. I remember on that Wednesday at the final press conference, I hadn't seen James Prince in about 4 or 5 years. Me and him actually get along pretty well. It's just a high-by relationship. So I walked by James Prince, and I go, hey, James. I go, hey, how you doing, brother? And I go, welcome back home. And he just started laughing like he knew what I meant. Like, he works very well with Bob Arum. And most, I would say almost every single fighter he's had has been signed with Top Rank.
Man. Why not Al Heyman? You know, that's the brother man. You know, James Prince is black, Al Heyman's black. You know, brothers sticking with the brothers. Why not that?
You know, that's a very good question. I believe James also trusts the Top Rank system of developing fighters, and James and his team. This is my view, because also part of his team is Anton Leonard, Antonio Leonard, good guy. I've known him for years. And when you do business, this thing is about relationships.
Yeah.
And they've developed a great relationship. And James Prince and Antonio Leonard instinctively know if we are going to sink a lot of money into a fighter, and remember, Jared Anderson's also a James Prince fighter.
Yep.
Okay?
Keyshawn. Not Keyshawn.
Not Keyshawn, Shakur.
No, Shakur. Yeah, Shakur.
And so there's a couple other guys too, but their view is, okay, so we're going to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars into these kids. We got to take them to a place that's going to get the most out of them, because all of our money's at stake. And I just believe this transcends race or culture. This is all about who can do the best job for me, and eventually it is about the money.
Yeah, I mean,
it's always about the money.
At the end of the day, contrary to the revolutionary popular belief, you know, contrary to that, the reality of the situation is, you know, when you're in a certain tax bracket, you see life totally differently than the people that's in a lower tax bracket than you.
Right, and also, Coach, another factor, just my view, is that if James Prince ever needed to talk to Bob directly, Coach, I've known Bob for a lot of years. Anytime I call him, he either answers and talks to me, or says, Steve, let me call you back in 10 minutes. He always calls me back in 10 minutes. Bob is very accessible.
Yeah.
And Bob is actually a much better people person than people would believe.
Yeah.
Look, no one's perfect. Everyone knows what they're doing in this game. But if I'm James Prince and I need to get to the head guy to talk to him about an issue, I don't want to go through 18 different people to deliver a message. I want to get to the man himself.
Get to the man himself. You don't want to be like, remember the hit show in the 70s, Charlie's Angels?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what Charlie did? Did the Angels ever find out what Charlie looks like?
No, it's just that intercom. It was just that intercom thing, that little box.
Hey, you know what? To this day, I don't think Crawford met Al Heyman. Like, for real, I'm dead serious. I asked that question. Listen, I'm dead. Listen, when I was in Omaha, I got a video I dropped. I interviewed. Crawford let me ask him 2 questions. Everybody was there. ESPN was there. Showtime was there. Fight Hype was there. It was like a table, Omaha Day, right in front of his gym. And we just had to sit in front of the table, ask questions and stuff like that. I was the last guy to get a chance to ask him a question. He had his publicist, Julie, there. I don't know if you know Julie.
Julie Goldsticker, yeah.
Yeah. Julie was there. She the one that, she runs a tight ship. Julie runs a tight ship. So, but yeah, I asked, I didn't get a chance to ask him that, but I asked Bomac. Bomac like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if he met him or not, man. I don't know if he met him.
Yeah, I mean, so look, when you work with Top Rank, I do know this, and fighters have told me this, managers and trainers, and you have more than a few fighters, you have some success. They're very accessible, like their matchmakers, their publicists, the people that work in the front office, like Carl Moretti, Brad Jacobs. You can call them.
Yeah,
it's not like trying to reach the president of the United States. You don't have to go through a lot of barriers.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, man. Hey, Steve. Steve, thank you so much, man, for taking the time out to talk to us today. Everybody was excited. I know I'm excited. I'm happy that the 3 knockdown rule is back. One more thing. All right. So the Triller situation. So you guys are not with Triller anymore.
Thankfully, no.
Okay. So thankfully, no. So from this point forward, what can we expect from the 3 knockdown rule?
Well, just more shows. We're going to try to go weekly as much as possible. I know sometimes Mario has other things, but he's been good about, because we've all preached that we got to be consistent. We got to make up for lost time. The one thing that we're doing a little bit different now, Coach, is we're going to do a guest almost every show, just for 15, 20 minutes, like at Tarver. We had Bob Arum.
Oh, that's
and
great.
We had Joe Tessitore, Tim Bradley. Boy, Tim set it on fire when he said Dad should be banned from the corner or as a trainer. I was like, oh, my God. I mean, but the thing is, and Coach, Tim. Tim can take the heat. He don't give a damn what you think. Hey, I'm saying he just doesn't care about the critics. I love that.
Yeah, Tim don't care. Tim don't care.
So this upcoming show, it looks like we're going to have Jaron Boots Ennis on the program. First segment, he fights on Showtime next Saturday in Atlantic City against Roland Monvia. But we're going to do what we've always done. We're going to try to provide an entertaining and informative, fun show that has substance, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to try to bring boxing at the most honest, fun, entertaining level we possibly can on a consistent basis. Just like you do every day.
The thing is, you and Mario have great chemistry. Like, you guys really feed off each other. I watch. Of course, I watch you on Jason Whitlock's show and stuff like that. It's like you and Mario have a very, very good. It's like y'all. I don't know. It's like you guys can finish each other's sentences. if you understand what I'm trying to say.
No, absolutely, yeah. Coach. You have to understand. Before we did the show, we did our first programs way back in terms of the 3 knockdown rule. I think back in 2015. So, but we'd actually had known each other and been friends since 2003. I think a lot of times what happens, Coach, is when people put shows together, there's a mistake that a lot of networks make. Let's try to get the 2 biggest names and throw them together and it'll work. It doesn't. Sometimes if the personalities do not mesh for whatever reason, the chemistry can never really be, I think, created unnaturally. Either it's there or it's not. So, Coach, if you're ever in a situation where you have to do a show with a partner, I would try to make sure that you actually know that person beforehand or vet them out. Because you can get the most famous or knowledgeable person in the world in any field, but and both of you could be great, but sometimes 2 + 2 will not equal 4. Sometimes it'll just equal 1 because it doesn't work. The chemistry has to be natural. It has to be created and cultivated. But if it ain't there, I don't know if you could just make it up.
Man, Steve, I'm going to let you know when I come back out to LA, man. I'm going on vacation. I'm going to, not be on the podcast for like maybe 4 or 5 days. And then, we're going to.
We got to go back to trainings, brother. We got to have that boxing summit. You should have seen the last one we had. We had some other people there, and we'll do the round table again, Coach.
All right. Yeah. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when I'm coming out, when I come back out that way. I want to see my family. I told them my family lives off of Cimarron and 24th Street over there by the 10, right between Adams, Adams and Western. They live over that way.
Okay, that's not too far from me, and we'll make another trip around the gyms. We'll have a good time, man. If you enjoy yourself, I'll be catching you during the fights. A big day. There's actually fights on the Zone. There's fights on ESPN Plus. And then we got Big Baby Anderson in one of his final fights of his career, Coach. We got to have a countdown. It's almost the end.
All right, Steve. Salute.
All right, brother. And all to your audience, thank you guys for everything. And everyone have a great weekend out there. Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Steve Kim, round of applause. Yeah, man. Hey. Yeah, I fuss with Steve, man. I fuss with Steve, man. Steve Kim, that's my guy, man. Shout out to who we got? Who we got in the building? Let me see. Hold on, guys. Phone. Let me drop these phone lines. We're gonna go to a station identification break, and then we're gonna drop these phone lines. I picked up a new sponsor as well, guys. I have a sponsor as well. So hold on. Let me get rid of this right here. I'll get rid of Steve right there. Okay, cool. It is what it is, man. Let me read the super chats. All right. Shout out to Jamie Vasquez dropping that $2 super chat. He said Canelo versus Charlo official now. Yeah. I mean, I guess so. I guess it's official. I haven't heard anything. Well, nothing is official until you hear what Canelo says. If Canelo doesn't put anything out, I don't know. We don't know. Right now, everything is a speculation. You know, the PBC have to officially put out something saying that, yeah, this is official. This is what it is. I haven't seen anything from the PBC, to be fair. Shout out to Ali Maddox. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said Booger Ray was in the trunk. Jay Prince said to Floyd, for Leonard to get out of the trunk, it has to make sense, especially when it comes to this money. Hey, man, it is what it is.
From the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. If we, I really don't know. Again, bro, heavyweight, Big Baby, all we have. We ain't got nobody but Big Baby. Hey, let's get the lights up, man. We got some people in here hate watching. Anybody that's in the chat hate watching. Anybody that's in the chat hate watching, don't want to hit the like button. We need 80 more likes. And we got over 300 people watching this show. Riley, get him.
Fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck them cheap-ass cigars. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
Yeah, I'll be going to Cleveland. I'll be going to Ohio, man. I'll be going to Ohio, man, and kicking with my brother, man, Abdullah Mason's father. That's a really, really sharp brother, man. Really sharp brother. He Muslim as well. He's Sunni Muslim as well. I have a really, really good rapport, man, from my Muslim brothers, man. Me coming out of the NOI, and then me studying with the Sunnis and stuff like that as well. I studied with the Sunni Muslims when I was in the feds. So, I learned a lot, learned how to say my prayers in Arabic and stuff at that time. But, I got a lot of good rapport with those brothers. You know what I mean? I got a good rapport with those brothers. See what's up. Let me see. I didn't like it. Somebody sent me something. Oh, so PBC. What? Look like somebody sent me something saying Jermell Charlo and Canelo are fighting each other for undisputed. Undisputed versus undisputed. Yeah, I got Canelo knocking out Jermell Charlo, if that's the case. Shout out to Jamie Vasquez. Hold on, let me see something. Let me pull up the super chat. Shout out to Jamie Vasquez. He said Canelo versus Jermell Charlo on Canelo page. Okay, all right. I'm gonna check it out now. As a matter of fact, I just got through looking at it. Shout out to Shad versus shout out to Shad. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Hey, Shad say Coach going to Cleveland to talk to Al Heyman about his back here money. Hey, motherfucker. Hey, Al, check this out, man. Al, hey, son, here you go right here. Hey, Al, man. Hey, man, check this out, man. Al, listen, man. I've been putting in work for a little bit now. I ain't heard that yet, man. What's up? You told me the back end was supposed to come. Man, what's up? What's up with the rest of my bread, man? What's up with that bread?
I need to talk to you right now about my royalties and how you keep your books.
My office hours are from 9 to 5.
Fuck your office hours. I need to talk to you right now, motherfucker.
So that means that all of the information that was put out there by Mike Coppinger and Michael Benson, I think those guys said that it was a 3-fight deal, and Canelo was fighting Jermell Charlo first after a 2-year layoff. This is what they put out there on Twitter. According to, and I remember saying, you know what, man, well, we haven't heard anything really. We don't know, until something is officially put out there by Canelo or the PBC or whatever. So as a matter of fact, let me go to Canelo's page because somebody sent me this. I don't want to go by, I want to go directly to Canelo's page. Let's see what Canelo was saying. Jermell Charlo. Now this is amazing. This is amazing right here. You know what's amazing? Because Jermell Charlo called this shot. Jermell Charlo called this shot right here.
Now do you retire or do you take one of the toughest fights of your career against a young black African-American stud who's been working his ass off since he was 8 years old? Do my brother put it all on the line then? So if not, then come see me. I want some smoke. I want it all, baby.
Remember that? Jermell Charlo said he wanted some smoke, he wanted it all. Remember that? Well, here we go. Here go the smoke. Right here says, this is Canelo, Saul Canelo's Alvarez official Instagram page. Shout out to the brother for sending it to me. Shout out to you for sending it to me on my IG. It said Canelo undisputed versus undisputed Charlo. September 30th in Vegas. Premier Boxing Champions. Now this, I like the way this is being marketed. Undisputed versus undisputed. He's gonna move up to fight Jermell. Jermell is gonna move up to fight Canelo. Of course, I have Canelo winning this fight. He's moving up from 154, 160, 168. Okay, cool. 3 weight divisions. First fight is going to fight Canelo, and it's going to be for Canelo undisputed titles. So September the 30th. Now some of you guys may be like, why is this fight September the 30th? Why is it not Mexican Independence holiday? Because the reason why is because the UFC have a fight that day. The UFC has an event on September the 16th or something of that sort. Mexican Independence Week. They took that date. They muscled that date. They deboed that date. Now, the PBC don't want to go head to head with the UFC, which would be very, very stupid to do so. So this is very, very smart. This is very, very smart. No one now, Michael Benson, he didn't say nothing about this. Mike Coppinger didn't say anything about this. Dan Raphael, nobody saw this. Nobody saw this shit coming. All these guys who coming out saying they got sources. Our sources told us he's fighting Jermell Charlo and all this stuff there. Well, guess what? It's the wrong goddamn Charlo. True. It's the wrong Charlo. Jermell Charlo, though. Now, this is interesting. This is very interesting. Jermell Charlo. Okay, undisputed. So it's Jermell, not Jamal. So everybody thinking Jamal because I can go online right now. Check this out. Check this out. Y'all know I ain't lying. Y'all know I ain't lying. Let me drop the phone lines. That's all niggas been doing. Niggas been crying. Oh, man, Canelo want to fight. Canelo want to fight doggone Jermell Charlo after more than a 2-year layoff and this and that. Dante's Boxing Nation dropped videos about it. IKEA TV, everybody from the Alphabet Boys dropped videos about it. Guess what? Al Heyman and the PBC ain't said nothing. Canelo ain't said nothing. True. Jermell Charlo ain't said nothing. You notice that? They haven't said anything. They just like, yeah, all right, man, let these motherfuckers talk, let them say this. Yeah, I remember saying the other day, I said, man, we really won't know anything official, man, until Canelo says it. Until Canelo releases something officially, everything else we've been hearing has just been we said this yesterday. Everything else we've been hearing has just been sources say, according to reports, this and that, yada, 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 yada. Now, okay, I wonder where people look at Jermell Charlo as being a cherry pick. So, but Jermell Charlo said it right here about 2 years ago.
Now, do you retire or do you take one of the toughest fights of your career against a young black African-American stud who's been working his ass off since he was 8 years old? Do my brother put it out on the line then? So, if not, then come see me. I want some smoke. I want it all, baby.
So I wonder how people feel about that. Phone line's open, man. 530-494-9636. Caller, what's your name when you're calling from?
What's up, Coach? It's your inevitable. D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Ville, Baltimore. Thanks!
D-Block, talk to me, fam.
Can you hear me good, Coach?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you real good.
Man, I'm about to throw this phone in the trash. That's what I'm going to do. I hate this new phone. I'm not even going to lie about that, man.
What type of phone you have?
Man, my homeboy hooked me up with some man, we were in the alley, man. He said, man, I got you a good phone, homie. I said, all right, what's up? He said, $10 and just give me a Subway 25 gift card and we good. And motherfucker knew I had a Subway gift card because I got it from my job for my birthday. So motherfucker. Anyways, are we not happy? Are we not entertained? Are we not going to be happy for this fight? Undisputed versus undisputed. For the first time ever in boxing history, you got two legitimate top pound for pound undisputed fighters going right at it. Facts.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. This I didn't see this coming, but apparently the experts, the guys who the Mike Coppingers, the Dan Raphaels, the Michael Bensons, they didn't see that neither, because that's not what they've been saying, putting out there on the internet, on Twitter.
Now, I gotta say this because I know Rick ain't on here. Because Rick, what I've noticed about Rick, ever since the Charlo's name been popping up, he's been missing in action once in a while, like he's missing today. H-Town looks like the younger brother, not the older brother. The brother that's undisputed has really marked himself out there to be saying, I ain't my brother. And he's right. He ain't. He took a challenge. He's going up 2 weight classes, and he wants a challenge for the undisputed. Imagine that, Coach. Imagine that. To go all the way to 168, fight for the crown to be undisputed. You got to give him some respect, Coach. You got to give him his flowers, Coach. Am I right or am I wrong?
Oh yeah, no. Jermell Charlo, he the real deal. He ain't ducking no smoke. If he ain't fighting Tim, he ain't not fighting Tim Zoo. He moving up to fight Canelo. Hey man, I ain't got nothing to say about that. I will be there to watch that fight for sure. Absolutely. Hell yeah.
Now,
do you think Jermell is a cherry pick?
Hell no. Do you think he is?
No, hell no. I don't think he's a cherry pick, but it's gonna be some people that's gonna complain about that. You do know that now.
And you already know. Coach, you already know these people complain. Yeah. Man, you could be at the line and get the fanciest burger, you could get the fanciest steak. They still gonna complain. Yeah. Man, when they're in the restaurant taking a shit, it could be like golden goose. It could be gold coming out. They still gonna complain. Oh, it ain't that round. Coach, we know us as humans, we gotta complain. That's who we are. We complainers. You can never make us happy. No matter if you got the sexiest girl on the side, you always gotta look on the other side going, damn, she fine too. It's human, Coach. I've dealt to, at my age, at 41 now, Coach, realizing I shouldn't have bought this phone. Mm-hmm. You start realizing things. You know what I mean? You start realizing things a lot. And let me tell you something, Coach. I've been writing this letter. I'm gonna write this letter for Baltimore. I'm writing this letter for Tank Davis, and I'm gonna send it to him to jail. And hopefully he reads it. The magnitude of the hate, the D-block that I got for him. And hopefully when he comes out at his press conference and says, and I want to tell D-block, I'm going to prove him wrong, that I am the champ, and stop calling me Mickey Mouse. And no, I wasn't playing with my rubber duckies up there in jail. D Block, D Town, D City,
Son,
D
D-Block,
Baltimore.
Hey, 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 doggone on. Jermell Charlo said, I want some smoke. I want it all, baby. Jermell Charlo said he wants some smoke, man. Today is Tender on the Fridays. Today is Tender on the Friday. Shout out to Jamie Vasquez. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter over. Bam, double your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
I'm gonna drop a video on this tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna drop a video on this. I'll probably do it tonight. Drop the video tomorrow. I have this is very interesting. Jamie Vasquez said the one saying Maul was a cherry. Now they mad because he's not fighting Jamal. Jermell got the bag before Big Jamal. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
From the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
They got a Charlo. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, it's Jerry from Baltimore.
Jerry from B-More, talk to me.
I think a mistake has been made, possibly a typo. I don't think he's going to be fighting the 154-pound Charlo, but if he does, I wouldn't be shocked because the middleweight Charlo, Jermell, he has kind of proven that I don't know, as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't want to smoke with anybody real. And who knows what's going on, maybe his personal life. See, what could have happened, Coach, is 3 weeks ago when this deal was announced, it was the middleweight Charlo, but he might have gotten into training a little bit and told him, look, I just can't do it. I'm just too fucked up right now. And his brother might have said, well, hey, I'll do it because it's a big fight for me. And I got to move up 2 weights. But the good news is Canelo is not really a big super middleweight, and he's kind of on a decline. And he's shown a little bit more balls, at least what I think, than his brother. And so they might have said, well, I really think, and it's like you said, they haven't announced anything officially, so none of us really know. All these motherfuckers that you were talking about, the other writers, they don't know shit, man. They're wrong, constantly wrong.
I think that's obvious at this point. I mean, people who everybody looked up to, Mike Coppinger reported this.
Right.
Dan Raphael reported this because I got the notifications on Twitter. Michael Benson said, per Mike Coppinger, Canelo has a 3-fight deal. He's fighting Jermell Charlo in September, according to their sources. And come to find out, his source is wrong.
Their sources is some bullshit, and they never seem to report any. They never seem to report anything before it happens. How come they didn't know about this Canelo signing with the before it happened, right? So they don't know shit more than anybody else, man. So good that you pointed out because, like you said, if you don't hear it from the PBC, some of the higher ups there, or you don't hear it from Canelo, it's no point in believing, So like the other day, they said Benavidez ain't part of that 3-fight deal. If Canelo signed a 3-fight deal over there, you can bet your ass Benavidez is the 3rd fight.
Yeah.
I mean, you can almost guarantee that. But I ain't going to state it like fact, like Coppinger or Dan Raphael will. But these guys, I've learned over the years, man, their sources are bullshit. They're no more accurate. You could sit here and make your own guess and be just as accurate as what they are.
Yeah. Yeah, sources, sources say is a way that you can do a whole lot with sources say, according to reports. You can that's a way of covering your ass if you want to make up a lie or rumor. Or it could be that you did hear some things, but you didn't vet it. You didn't vet the information, and you just want to be the first to come out there and put something, and say something. A lot of these guys, from what I'm seeing, Jerry, they just want to be the first ones to do it, to come out and, hey, this is what's going on. And then, bro, like, you guys literally said 3-fight deal. He's going to fight this guy. He's fighting Jermell Charlo. I'm looking on Jermell Charlo's Instagram page, and I'm looking at Canelo's Instagram page. Both of them are saying the same thing, that they're fighting each other September the 30th. Jermell Charlo and Canelo. It's on both of their Instagram page, their social media pages right now. I'm looking at it.
But let me clarify. That's Jermell is the middleweight, and Jermell is the junior middleweight.
No. Jermell is the junior middleweight.
Jermell that's what I thought. So Jermell is the one. It's on his Instagram, and Canelo that they fighting each other.
Yeah.
Well, you know, yeah. I mean, like I say, it could have been that his brother is just too fucked up right now.
Yeah.
And they may figure, look, you know, because look, you got Jermell. He's gonna have to fight Tim Tszyu. So the dangers may be the same in fighting a young, strong, up and coming Tszyu. Or a fading Canelo, but the money ain't gonna be the same. The money on the Canelo fight gonna be way bigger. Plus the prize. If he beats him, he's a 2-weight undisputed champion. And right now, I've been a Canelo fan his whole career, but he's vulnerable right now. He's not the fighter he once was. Fighters don't stay great forever, and he's slipping. And to me, it's obvious he's slipping. He's still a good fighter. He's not washed up, but you got good hand speed and good movement. He might be able to beat him.
Okay. Well, shout out to Jared for B-More, man. Jared, salute, fam. Shout out to Jared. B-More, stand up. Yeah, B-More, stand up, man. It is what it is. Like, again, as I said before, we just spoke about this yesterday. I say, man, bro, I don't know, man. That's what's being reported. The sources say, this is what Mike Carpenter said. I said nothing has been official until we officially hear something for Canelo or the PBC or whatever. You don't know what you don't know until you know it. I literally just said this yesterday. True. Literally just said this yesterday. So no one saw Jermell Charlo came through the back door. And again, these are reports from people who are supposed to be reputable in this business. You get what I'm saying? So keep that into take that into consideration. Take that into consideration. Shit, I'm happy either way. I'm thinking. To be honest with you guys, I really think Paramount. Paramount. I gotta thank them because the network is the ones that are making this shit happen. To be fair, Carla, what's your name when you call it from?
What's good, Coach? It's Keenan from North Carolina.
Keenan from North Carolina. Talk to me, fam.
Hey, I was just gonna say I actually like this fight better than Jermell just because of how long Jermell been off and just his mental state right now. And to be honest with you, I'm picking Jermell to beat him because, like Jerry just said, Canelo look like he been slipping, and I know he's moving up in weight. But if you look at it, you remember when Jermell was with Bebo, he was bigger than Bebo. So to me, I feel like both of them is kind of weight bullies for their weight classes, and they bigger. So I don't know. I don't know if you've seen that interview with Terrence Crawford, but Terrence Crawford said Spence be beating up. He said he'd be beating up Jermell Charlo in sparring. So even if this fight could potentially lead to Earl Spence fight, I can kind of see this maybe being like a little litmus test. Try to see, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that been out there a long time. I mean, that information has been out there a long time. The Errol Spence always beats up.
Errol beating up what?
Yeah, beating up Jermell Charlo. Yeah, like that's why Jermell Charlo, he's always praising Spence. He's always like literally Spence was like, yeah, I'll be whooping you up and this and that, and he's always so extra nice with Spence. And you get what I'm saying? So
right.
That I mean, you know, that's been out there. That's been out there for a while. That what Spence be having his way with Jermell Charlo in training camp and sparring. Yeah,
but yeah, that's all I just want to say. And just with how Canelo been looking lately, I really do give Jermell a good chance. And then I also seen something. They said there's gonna be the first undisputed versus undisputed in the 4-belt era. So then, you know, that's just big marketing. So I mean, and like you said earlier, they definitely gonna give Canelo hell for taking this fight, saying, oh, he cherry picking, he brings somebody two weight class up or whatever, or is it? Oh, yeah, 2 weight classes. But I mean, I feel like the fight, and you know, I mean, if Canelo beat him, you know, that's
me personally, I don't have nothing to complain about. I'm like, okay, you fighting Jamal, you fighting Jermell Charlo. I mean, this better than Jermell Charlo. So I mean, listen, I'm not tripping. I like this fight. Jermell Charlo versus Jermell Charlo. I mean, Jermell Charlo versus Canelo. I like this fight. He moving up 3-weight division. He moving up from 154 to 168. You know, so he's leaving his division, going up to 168, fighting Canelo. Super middleweight titles on the line. Undisputed versus undisputed. I like the storyline. You got the African American stud versus versus Saul Canelo Alvarez, Mexico's very own. You got the black versus the Mexican. The storyline is there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big fight.
The storyline is there. Both men have made history. Both men in the record books. Both, you know, you get what I'm saying? To me, I like this a whole lot better than Jermell Charlo. I don't have any complaints about this.
Yeah, but we're gonna see how everybody take it. But that's my call, Coach. I appreciate you letting me come on.
All right, shout out to Keenan, man. North Carolina, stand up. Yeah, I ain't tripping shit. I'm not tripping on this. This what they wanted, right? Black versus Mexican. Okay, you ain't want Jermell Charlo? Cool. We gonna slide Jermell Charlo through the back door. True. We gonna slide Jermell Charlo through the back door. Shit, send Jermell Charlo in there. Shit, you know what? He bullshit. Hey, now I'm starting to think. Shit, he might fight Spence next year, regardless of what happened with Crawford. No, I'm just joking on that. But I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Right now, I think that the PBC, Al Heyman, they're gonna do whatever it takes to keep Canelo happy. Whatever it takes to keep Canelo happy. The network, Paramount putting the money up for the fights. That's all that matter. Now, I think it's a bummer that, you know, they got pushed off their date, you know, because they're fighting September the 30th. They're fighting September the 30th. They're not fighting September the 16th, Mexican holiday. You know what I mean? So, you know, it is what it is. They're not fighting on that day, but, you know, as a matter of fact, let's look at the, let me go over here and check this out right quick. Hold on. Let me go over here and check this out right quick. Hold on. See what's up. Let me go over and check this out. Let's see what's up. As a matter of fact, where is my Nevada? Let's look at Nevada. Okay, there we go right there. Go to Nevada. Open that up. Let's look at the calendar. Let's look at the calendar. Shit, hold on. How long we been on this live? Yeah, I gotta get ready to go. I'm finna get ready to shut the live down. Let me see. We gotta get the likes up though. We need 50 more likes. We need 50 more likes. I'll rock out a little bit longer, man, but I need 50 more likes. If I can't get the 50 likes, I'm gonna shut it down. We need 50 more likes. Let me drop this down. Need 50 more likes. Anybody that's hate watching, don't hit the like button. Anybody that's hate watching and not hitting the like button, Riley. Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck them cheap ass cigars. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
All right, let's do this. Let's look at the calendar. Let's look at the calendar. This is Nevada Athletic Commission's calendar. Let's see what's up. Let me blow it up right quick so you guys can see it. All right, there we go. All right, this is when you want to find out what events that's down here, always come to the Nevada Athletic Commission, state of Nevada Athletic Commission. Go to their calendar. Let's see, June, yada 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 yada. All right, that was canceled. Pro MMA. Let's go to July. Let's go to July. That's June, July. Do they have Crawford on here next? We know they got. Yeah, we know they got that. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, my bad. July. Okay, July 29th. We know we have pro boxing. Let's see. TGB Promotions. We know that. That's Crawford Spence. That's what that is, Crawford Spence. Got to weigh in that day. Now, Top Rank has a fight this day as well. Top Rank has a fight this day. Let me see. Oh, no, you know what? Top Rank is probably having a fight on a Friday. I don't know. We'll see. Having a fight on a Friday. Non-pay-per-view fight, more than likely. Let's see. We know that's Crawford Spence. That's TGB. Let's go. I don't think there's anything here for September. Now, September the 16th. Now, this what right now they have what TGB Promotions. They had this here. But see, this what blew them out the water. The UFC. As you can see right here, Dana White is here. The UFC will promote professional MMA show at the T-Mobile Arena. Dana White took the Mexican Independence date from Canelo in the PBC. Took that from Canelo. He came and deboed the spot. UFC deboed the spot, as you guys can see. This is straight debo action. They came and muscled it. So now we have Canelo fighting Jermell Charlo, according to what's being reported, what we see on both of their social media accounts. We have Canelo and Jermell Charlo fighting on the 30th. Dana White muscled it. And, you know, this is smart. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't want to try to run up against the UFC. You don't want to run up against them. You don't want to run up against them. You get what I'm saying? So, shout out to Timothy Bradley. He said Canelo fighting 154 pounds and shaking my hand. There go Tim. There go Tim. Oh, Tim. I know you on the road, Tim. I know you can't call in. I will catch you next week. Man, Tim, man, you got to stop the hate, man. Tim, you got Jermell. Tim, right here. Check this out, Tim. Hold on, Tim. Hold on, Tim. Tim, hold on. Right here, my brother. Timothy Bradley, right here, my brother. Jermell Charlo said he wanted to smoke. He said he wanted to smoke right
now. Do you retire or do you take one of the toughest fights of your career against a young black African-American stud who's been working his ass off since he was 8 years old? Do my brother put it out on the line then? So if not, come see me. I want some smoke. I want it all, baby.
Yeah, man, you tell me, and this is good. I mean, me personally, I got Canelo. I got Canelo stopping him myself, and you guys know that I love Jermell Charlo, man. That's my guy, man. But I just, that's a tall task there, boy. That's a really, really tall task right there, man. But it is what it is. We're gonna find out what it is. It is what it is. Hey, shout out to Hitman. Hitman, what's going on, fam? Boxing Gyms, what the link read? The one Mr. Ham, what's going on? 626 Jacobs, PBC Central. Jerry, what's going on, Jerry? Hey, it's like this here. It's like this here. Shout out to Efren. You say, hey, Coach, wait, what's happening, man? What's happening? Hey, man, Jermell got him some money. Hey, Jermell, what they call it? Jermell Iron Man. Jermell is Iron Man. He got a Charlo. Hey, Tim, look at it this way. He got a Charlo in there. He don't have Jermell the Hitman Charlo, but he have Jermell Iron Man Charlo. Jermell Iron Man Charlo was never, ever mentioned in any boxing circles of being the one that's going to fight Canelo Alvarez. No one spoke about it. Michael Benson with his sources, Mike Carpenter with his sources. No one saw this coming. No one saw this coming, bro. No one. And I was just saying yesterday, I say, man, we hearing all these sources saying this and that. I've been down this road with Crawford Spence shit. Sources say this, sources say that. So we do know a lot of these motherfuckers don't know what the hell they be talking about. And then this come out of nowhere. This come out of nowhere. Again. Shout out to Jamie. He said, Coach, I'll call in tomorrow, bro. Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Let's give everybody a round of applause, man. I don't look like we're going to get the lights up, so we're going to shut it down. Shout out to JC in the building, man. Let's give everybody let's give Steve Kim and Rick Glaser a round of applause for taking their time out of their busy day to come do an interview with us today. Let's give them a round of applause. Shout out to D-Block from Dallas, Texas. Shout out to Jared from B-More. Shout out to Keenan from North Carolina. And let's give a shout out to everyone who gave the super chat. Shout out to PR Strength. Shout out to Jackie. Shout out to PR Strength. Shout out to Jackie Hernandez. Shout out to Junior Corona. Shout out to my sister Abigail Hollis. Abigail, what's going on, sis? Shout out to Shad. Shout out to Mr. Gumbo Hot Grease.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Adam Torres. What's going on, fam?
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Juan Carlo. Shout out to Juan Carlo Gonzalez. Salute to you, fam.
Hey, okay.
Who else we have? Shout out to Uncle Burnt Apostrophe.
Hey, okay.
Who else we have, man? Shout out to Raphael 32.
Hey, okay. Hey, okay.
Shout out to Jamie Vasquez.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Alan Maddox.
Hey, okay.
Who else we have? I think that's it. I think that's all we have for the super chatters. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Coach, it's D-Block 2 times.
Hey, D-Block, the people protesting you calling. They say you on a 1 call maximum per show. That's what the people saying in the chat.
Okay, Riley. Shit. Tell them what you're going to say. Fuck you. All right. I got it, Coach. I got it. But, Coach, undisputed versus undisputed. You can't get better than that. I mean, the PBC has more. They support Canelo even more now. If you see it, Coach, they're willing to give up their 154 undisputed champion to go up to fight Canelo Alvarez, than to have Charlo have his own platform to fight Cruz. You know what I mean? That's what it tells you. You were right, Coach. You were right. Al Heyman is feeding Canelo what he wants. That's how much he wants him, Coach. That just shows you that the PBC loves the golden child, Canelo Alvarez, more than they can love their Ecuadorian Benavides.
Yeah, you know what? Listen, I think it's obvious that Canelo is allowed to. I think it's obvious. Al Heyman like, look, I ain't on this pro-black revolutionary bullshit these niggas online talking about. Look, Canelo, you the guy who we wanted the whole time. You worth my entire stable. Nobody makes more money than you. Nobody filling out stadiums like you do. I think the second thing we got coming behind you is Tank. You know, but he in the tank in the tank. But Canelo, you are the one. Whoever you want to fight, Canelo, whatever you want. Yeah, you know, whatever you want, Canelo, we'll give you whatever you want, dog. Just please come over here. And it seems that way. That's what it seemed like. It seemed like the Mexican has came over to Wakanda and he's taking all the vibranium. That's what it looks like. True.
And one more point on that, Coach. You remember when Al Heyman took all those fighters from Oscar De La Hoya?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, remember that? But Canelo stayed with Oscar. Al Heyman was pissed because you know what? Oscar had Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez has made more money for whatever HBO, Showtime, The Zone, more money combined than all those fighters that Al Heyman took. D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Bill. Stand up.
I mean, it is what it is. Again, I'm not complaining. The reason why I'm not complaining, I'm like, Jermell Charlo finna make a boatload of money. I know he happy. I know Jermell Charlo ain't mad. I know Jermell ain't mad. He like, man, I'm finna get Canelo. You get what I'm saying? So he get Canelo. He gonna make a boatload of money. Whatever he's used to making, he gonna make more than what he's ever made fighting Canelo. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, Al Heyman ain't tripping. Like, look here, man, we're gonna put you in some situations that where you should be able to win. This guy's a 154-pounder. You a 168-pounder. You're more seasoned. You know, I want to see will Jermell Charlo be able to take them punches from Canelo. I want to see that. I'll pay for that fight. I would definitely pay for that fight. I buy all Canelo fights, to be honest with you. I pretty much buy all his fights, you know, because he's Canelo. So I'm gonna buy that fight. If it was gonna be Jermell Charlo, I was gonna buy that fight as well. What to say, Ron? You say you think Maul is jealous? No, I don't think Jermell Charlo is jealous. Jermell Charlo is content. He like, if my brother become undisputed, it's like I'm undisputed. Jermell Charlo ain't jealous. Jermell Charlo doesn't have the heart that Jermell Charlo have. That's the thing. Jermell Charlo, he doesn't have the heart that Jermell Charlo has. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think he's upset.
Come fucking with me, you gonna get knocked the fuck out. I'm a knockout artist, baby.
Yes, sir. It is what it is, man. Shout out to AB and Booger.
Shut that soft ass shit up.
And the best man to win.
That's some soft ass shit. Shut that soft ass shit up. All that soft talking. I know you can do it, man. You got to. Man, shut that soft ass shit up.
Yeah, I don't think Jermell Charlo is upset at all.
We the Charlo twins. We known for calling everybody out.
Please call these people out. Listen, the whole world's looking at you. Call these people out,
What's up? It's the Jermell the Hitman Charlo. Let's get it. Who won it?
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name the names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Mexican monster.
Canelo.
So for all you guys, y'all talking, yeah, man, you know, Tim said, oh man, he fighting 154-pounder. What kind of stuff is this? Why he ain't fighting David Benavidez? Why Benavidez can't be the first fight? Do you guys want to know why David Benavidez can't be the first fight? Anybody? Do you guys want to know why David Benavidez can't be the first fight? We did a show yesterday. Canelo Alvarez is allowed to pick whoever he wants to fight. Y'all said the same thing when Tank Davis was the A side. Remember this? When Tank fought Ryan Garcia? Well, Tank is the A side. Tank is the A side. Ryan Garcia gotta come in. You know, he gotta fight at a catch weight. And he got to fight, and he gotta be a rehydration clause. And at the end of the day, you know, Tank is the A side. You got to do what the A side tell you to do. He's the cash cow. Well, guess what? Guess what? The real cash cow steps on the scene. He lets Al Heyman know, hey, look, Puto, yeah, you know, Errol Spence, he welterweight, right? Yeah, maybe you can have him come up while I fight him. You know, wait, yeah, he might not get by Crawford. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get by Crawford, but that's okay. I'll still take him as well. And as a matter of fact, Jermell Charlo, is he available? Yeah, Canelo, I can give you Jermell. Yeah, I want that Puto too. He ain't fought in 2 years. Yeah, this is I want that Puto. I want him. Tell him I want him next as well. Hey man, goddamn Jermell Charlo, man, he been ever since the rumors been going around online that you gonna fight him next, man. He been shaking like booty meat. What about Jermell Charlo? Would you fight Jermell, the little brother? You mean 154-pounder? Yeah, I fight him. What we can do, Nello, we can say undisputed versus undisputed. Yeah, let's do that. You know, listen, right now I think Al Heyman is doing whatever the hell Canelo tell him to do. True. He gonna fight the slick black fighters. The slick black fighters, they all say he been ducking. Yeah, what? Hey, he got a slick black fighter, Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo. It is what it is. You get what I'm saying? I hope everything work out. Jermell getting the bag, and I'm proud of him. I'm proud of Jermell getting the bag.
I am sick of hearing these bullshit Superman stories about the Wassa legendary Bruce Leroy catching bullets with his teeth. Catches bullets with his teeth. Nigga, please.
Ain't nobody see this coming. Nobody seen this coming. Shit, I better see Canelo R.I.P. to the R.I.P. I better see Canelo fight Rocky Marciano.
What about Rocky Marciano?
Oh, there they go. There they go. Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to pull Rocky Marciano out their ass. That's the one. Rocky Marciano. Let me tell you something once for all. Rocky Marciano was good, but compared to Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano ain't shit.
He beat Joe Louis's ass.
And that's all I'm saying. He ain't fighting Rocky Marciano, so it is what it is. Now it's gonna be some people complaining about this. Jermell Charlo finna get a payday. Whoever else Canelo gonna fight gonna get a payday. Is Canelo get to pick who he want? Let me tell you something, bro. Hey, it ain't no guarantee. There is no guarantee that David Benavidez will fight Canelo. We'll get that fight. True. You know, David Benavidez been talking greasy on the chitlin circuit. They've been calling Canelo a bitch. He's a coward. He's pussy. He don't want to fight a real Mexican. He been saying all of that. He listen, Canelo probably talked to Al Heyman. Hey, Al, look at me. That puto been talking real slick. Al don't switched out. Yeah, man, you right about that. He had been talking slick. Hey, look at man, I'm not gonna give him no payday to put him on chill. I know he's a mandatory. What I need you to do, I got Mauricio Suleiman in my back pocket. You got Mauricio Suleiman in your back pocket. Let Mauricio Suleiman know we're not going. You guys are not going to enforce the mandatory. We're not worried about that. Canelo don't worry about nothing. Alan Heyman, you know, I promise you don't have to worry about that. The Mexican monster, he ain't even Mexican anyways. He Ecuadorian, just like what D-Block say. Who is D-Block? Oh, D-Block, he's just somebody who we calling one of my workers. Coach Malachi Williams, he called one of my workers who I pay on the back end. His podcast, you know, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, Nello. We're going to take the Mexican monster off the table. The Ecuadorian guacamolean monster. Don't worry about he ain't really no monster anyways. Him and his dad talk a lot of trash. He really don't deserve a fight with you, Canelo. He hasn't earned that right. He ain't really fought nobody. Like Al Heyman is on Canelo's side right now. True. Al Heyman is on Canelo's side right now. Let's say a prayer. Let's say a special prayer for David Benavidez.
And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging hand, because He helped Joshua fight the battle of Jericho. Yes. He helped Daniel get out the lion's den. He helped Gilligan get off the island. Lord.
Al Heyman has sold out. Listen, I want you Wakanda niggas to understand this. I want y'all to understand this now. I want Wakanda to understand this. Al Heyman have sold out the revolution. Whatever revolution y'all thought y'all had, Al Heyman has sold it out. Al Heyman has sold it out. You know what I mean? He feeding Nello now. He feeding him. You know what I mean? What you want, baby boy? Hey, yo, you know what? Right now, Canelo is at the PBC drive-through, and he's looking on the menu. Canelo, man, thank God. Oh Lord, have mercy. I got listen, man. Paramount gonna put the money up. Hey, look, man, I'm so glad you're over here. What is it that you want, Canelo? What is it that you want? Yeah, do you want to fight David Benavidez? Nah, I ain't fighting that puto. Him and his dad been talking a little too greasy lately. They've been talking greasy. I'm not fighting David Benavidez. We're gonna starve him out. Yeah, don't worry about that puto. What you say, Canelo? Puto? Like I him trying to speak Spanish and everything. What you said? Puto? Yeah, that puto. Listen, this Al Heyman on the phone right now. This Al Heyman on the phone right now. With David Benavidez and his daddy, with Jose Benavidez. Hello. Yeah. Hey, Al, how you doing? How you doing, buddy? Hey, this is Jose Benavidez Sr. I'm calling. I see that you signed Canelo. Is there any way that my son David can get that fight? Hold on, bitch ass nigga. Hold on. Hey, Canelo. Hey, yeah. What's up, Puto? Yeah, man. I got Jose Benavidez on the phone. He said he wanna. Now that he know that you signed with the PBC, he said he want to fight. Say he want to fight. I'll fight you. I'm not fighting that puto. Tell that puto I'm not fighting him nothing. You know, he called me a bitch. He said I was a pussy, and he said all of those things. He disrespected me yesterday, and I ain't fighting no Guatemalans anyways. He's not even Mexican. He said he's a Mexican monster. Mike Tyson is black. Mike Tyson don't know a Mexican from a Guatemalan. He doesn't know any of that. He's not Mexican. He's Guatemalan and Guatemalan, Amolian, or whatever it is, and tamales, all of that stuff. And he's disrespecting me yesterday, and he's not gonna fight me. You know, I'm not fighting him. Yeah. Well, he's a puto. Hey, what you said he was, Canelo? He puto? Yeah. Jose, you said yeah, I'm here. Yeah. Canelo said you was a puto, and you is a puto because y'all sitting there, date Ryan, Canelo, getting on his job. You see what I'm saying? You know, trying to mess up the PBC as a record label staff and as a crew and all that. Wait a minute, Al, you said you was going to get the fight for us. When I told you that? You told me that just the other day. Look, man, things have changed. Canelo gets what he wants. And right now, this is Canelo's record label right now. Hey, man, I'll call you back, man. I have you fight Abner Yildirim. You want to fight Abner Yildirim? I have you fight him, man. Get your bitch ass off the phone. Puto. What is called, Canelo? Puto? Yeah, get off the phone, Puto. Al Heyman don't switch out on the revolution. True. Al Heyman on soul you out, bro. You know, Canelo get to come to the PBC and cherry pick whoever he wants. Hey, listen, Floyd Mayweather done told y'all what the play is right here.
When you are put in a certain position, he should be he's able to, like me. You know, when I was in a position, I can pick and choose who I want to, because I earned that right.
Canelo told y'all right there. Floyd Mayweather told y'all right there. You know, when I was in that position, you know, I can pick and choose whoever I want to because I earned that right. You get what I'm saying? So he telling you, Nello has earned the right to picking the finest of the cherries over there, boy. It is what it is. Shout out to Guanatos dropping that $2 super chat. He said, no matter what Nello does, they always gonna hate. Facts. I mean, you know, it is what it is. People have a right to hate. They have a right to hate. I have people hate me every goddamn day. They still watch me. True. Shout out to JRG. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter over. Bam, double your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy. He said, shout out, coach. He said, what's going to be the excuse now from the Canelo haters? I mean, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Al Heyman don't sold him out. He don't sold out the revolution. It is what it is.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Oh, y'all got to go find another leader. Y'all got to find another leader, someone to lead y'all.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. I did this for the hood. Y'all know I beat that boy.
Y'all, you know what I mean? Like, shit, Al Haymon didn't say the goddamn thing. He just sitting back, shaking and chilling.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, 5. Go ahead, ask me a question. Did you?
Al Haymon and Canelo, they sitting back, they don't partnered up, taking over the game. The Mexican and the black man came together to take over the game. You know what I mean? They say, look, you ain't gotta like it, but you better respect it.
Nigga, when my name come up, respect it. Let's go. Stop playing with my fucking name. All drill y'all. Stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more. Put some respect on my name.
But I feel bad for those who are upset. I ain't mad, man. I really don't. I'm not mad at all, to be honest with you. To be fair, you get what I'm saying?
Don't ever forget, when I found you, you was strung out on coke. When I found you, you was like a big house, contemplating about killing yourself. So don't you ever forget who brought you to big time box. I drugged you back. I brought you back. I provided food and put food on your table for your family to eat. And I'm doing it for the second time. So don't you ever forget that.
Hey man, it's a dirty game. It's a dirty game. Hopefully I can get 2 of my fighters, Nick Sack Promotions. I can get 2 of my fighters on the undercard. I gotta get my Kangaroos on the undercard of Crawford Spence. Of course, I'm fighting on that card as well. And I gotta get my other fighters on Canelo and Jermell Charlo undercard. Oh Lord, I swear to God, when I see that whole ass nigga coach man like highways, I'm gonna put them paws on them. Nigga, Wakanda forever, bitch. Oh Lord, he threw Wakanda through that fence. Wakanda is dead. Oh Lord. Even though the white man, Paramount is the ones that put the money up for the fight, you know, just to be politically correct, in order to stay in the good graces of the Wakanda niggas, I like to say all praise is due to the Most High, the beloved, the most exalted, Mr. Al Haymon.
Well, you know, I guess I gotta be like everybody else and saying Al Haymon. I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me?
But a name. Do you have a name?
Oh, nah, I ain't got no name, you know.
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Boy, it is what it is, boy. It's right now, boy. Right now, it's some dudes who thought they ain't hot right now. They are in the middle of the street throwing blows at the announcement that, goddamn, Canelo, this motherfucker come to the PBC. Al Haymon on Soul and South. He's selling. Oh Lord, he won't let David Benavidez get a shot. He's selling us out. He moving Jermell Charlo up from 154 to 168 to fight Canelo. Talk about undisputed versus undisputed. The man get to come to the PBC and he cherry picking again. There's some dudes in the streets right now fighting, throwing blows at the sight of hearing this news that Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez, the face of boxing, the cash cow, will be fighting on September the 30th. In Las Vegas, Nevada. Oh, pussy ass nigga, what's going on, boy? I'm telling you, boy, I'm knock your fuck ass out, boy. Blow for blow, pound for pound, nigga. I got the title, nigga. I'm telling you, boy, I'm finna knock one of you Wakanda niggas out. Nigga, I got these hands, nigga. I'm throwing them paws at that nigga, finna knock your ass down again, nigga. Get your ass back up, nigga. Don't run, nigga. I'm telling you, boy, I want all the smoke. Nigga, I'm throwing them paws, nigga. I'm putting them hands on you, nigga. I told you what I'm gonna do to you, nigga. Catch you with the check left hook. Nigga, check left hook, nigga. I told you, boy, pound for pound, nigga. I'm the best. This more action than any Devin Haney fight. Put these paws on you, nigga. I told you, I got your backing up, nigga. I got your backing up. Nigga, watch that check left foot, knock your ass down again, nigga. I'm telling you, boy, it is what it is, nigga. I'm gonna make it do what it do. I'm telling you, boy, we ain't even playing over here, boy. Boy, them Wakanda niggas from the alphabet boys, them niggas 38 high. Oh, Lord have mercy. All the goddamn the Mexican Pancho, he get to come to the PBC. This man done went into the heart of Wakanda, snatching up all the vibranium, and goddamn it, Black Panther, Al Haymon is teaming up with him and letting them pick the finest of the tier. They 38 hot right now. Boy, I got the car to the way I see it. They mad right now, boy. They crying in the car.
Come on, man. Come on, yo.
I'm just saying, man. It is what it is,
I'm a karate man, all right? Karate man bruise on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
David Benavidez, he still can't get Canelo in the ring. He's sitting over there crying right now.
I am the #1 contender. I'm tired of James the Poodle, Grim Reaper, whatever you want to call himself, ducking me. All right, I'm tired of man driving around town in 8 Rolls Royces. He ain't fought nobody. I'm still in a bro hand.
some niggas right now that was pro PBC. Right now they talking about pulling up at the PBC office.
Gloria Day and the Set Trips.
These niggas don't play. These niggas don't play.
We don't play.
You ain't heard. They be tripping.
We be tripping.
So they swerving on.
We swerve on.
No faking and no snitching. And repping hard for the set. Oh, mamas, it ain't no lie. Because niggas gonna burst.
Niggas gonna bust.
Heyman done sold out the revolution for Canelo Alvarez. True. I want to hear Two-Tone, the superstar, drop something on this. Oh, you know, say it ain't so. The Al Heyman, the leader of Wakanda, have sold out the Wakandites for Canelo Alvarez. Lord have mercy. True. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. The Mexican monster, David Benavidez, can't get no wreck, but Jermell Charlo, 154-pounder, a career 154-pounder, he get a first shot at Canelo when the Mexican monster has been the mandatory since 1975. True. Well, Canelo is dictating everything over there. Just went over there and pulled up. Listen, Al Heyman calling the Mexican monster putos. He said, "You's a puto." You know what is a puto? You mean puto? Puto? No. Puto. No. Yeah, you's a puto. You's a puto. You talk too much shit. You really ain't Mexican. Al Heyman on switch out on David Benavidez. True. But this shit don't make no goddamn sense, man. It is what it is. Riley, get him.
Fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck them cheap ass cigars. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out of my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
I'm gonna tell you this though. You know who happy in this situation? Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo getting the bag. He finna get paid. Jermell Charlo finna get paid. Like, man, I don't know what these niggas talking about revolution and shit like that. We ain't on that pro-black shit. I don't know what these broke ass niggas talking about. We finna get this bag. Nigga, I got Canelo. I'm finna get paid. That's all I give a damn about. Al looked out for me. He made sure. Now this came from the back door, but I'm finna get paid. All that Wakanda shit, them broke ass niggas online. That shit they be talking about vibranium and all that old crazy shit. Nigga, we get to the money. We love Canelo. True. Nigga, hey, listen, let me tell you something. The PBC have always loved Canelo. That's the one. That's their one right there. They got Canelo now. Through Canelo, listen, in Canelo we trust. True. I'm trying to, hey, y'all send the word out there when this 3-fight deal over with. Y'all let Canelo know that at Nick Sack Promotions, that Coach Malachi is looking to sign Canelo to Nick Sack Promotions. Now, tell Canelo I got a fat, I'm gonna do this for Canelo. I'm gonna do this for him now. Let Canelo know I got a Nick Sack. Let Canelo know I got a fat Nick Sack. I got 2 joints, and I got some Bob Marley rolling papers that we looking to sign them for. I got a Nick Sack, 2 joints, and some Bob Marley rolling papers. We looking to sign Canelo. Tell him I'm willing to give him pork chop Willie, whole head cheese, hobo Sam, shout it big nuts. You get what I'm saying? Shout it big nuts. Tell him, let them know right now. We looking to sign them right now. Shit. Everybody else throwing the sake at him. I might well see what I can do with him. Today is Tenderoni Fridays, man. Shout out to all the Tenderonis and honey dips out there, man. It is what it is, man. Much love to everyone in the chat. Shout out to Jackie Hernandez. Shout out to Nick Rich. Shout out to Food Revolution. Shout out to Lisa Bells. Shout out to who else we have? Shout out to Mo Easy. Shout out to my sister Mo Easy. You know, Passion for Beauty. Green Eyes P. You know, it is what it is. Just shout out to everybody, man. I know the Wakandas is mad, but don't be mad. Jermell Charlo is happy right now. The day is Tenderoni Fridays. I thank you guys for not calling the show, wanting to threaten a nigga on Fridays. I do not accept threats on Fridays. I accept threats between the hours of 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to 5:30, Monday through Thursday. On Fridays, I do not accept threats, so y'all take that into consideration. It is what it is. Shout out to the Tenderonis. Shout out to Abigail. Shout out to Nick Rich. And shout out to the Honey Dips. And shout out to the PYTs. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Schoolo X-Man, Monarchy, Knockdown 305, PBC Central, Schoolo X-Man, Eat Money. It is what it is, etc., etc., etc. Swat Jones, Marquis. Holla at you guys, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're doing the fight party tomorrow. We'll be dropping the video tomorrow at 12, doing the fight party, covering the Jared Anderson versus Charles Martin fight. See you guys. You know my motto. Don't beat me there, beat me there. Peace.